Welcome everyone to another RGL cast. My name is Jared. I'm here with Milka to bring you guys the RGL Disrupt-n-Draft LAN Fundraiser Cup. It's a bit different when it comes to the cast you normally find on this channel, but it's going to be quite the treat. Different change of pace, and it's going to be for a good cause to make sure that all the LAN expenses that have been quite covered yet are all ready and done to be over with and paid off. Got a interesting format here tonight. I think it's a rare treat to see a pug style, switch up between all the top 4 teams and basically, put the best of the best with some of the players that they're not normally used to playing with, but there's a little bit of an added bonus this time when it comes to donations incentives, Mocha.
Yeah, so throughout this entire cup, we'll pretty much be open to viewers to practically donate and influence the entire game. So practically, there's donation incentives that range from $1 to $100 if you want to contribute to LAN, and you can go from playing a soundbite on stream all the way to just spawning a dolphin with random effects for 3 lives.
Yep, the whole point of this is to make sure we raise the funds to, get everything covered as said before. And I think Dolphin probably has he has a zoom in on some of the incentives here. You can kind of scroll through. You can also view this yourself on the RGL website if you want to take a look back and make sure you know what you're getting. You don't have to memorize this throughout the entire one-day tournament that we're holding here between all the teams, but you can get an idea of what's what. I think the only thing to clarify is Bad Sauce is the funny RTD name for the Draughty Milk combination, but you have quite a few donation rewards that you can go ahead and donate to in the middle of a game. Maybe troll your favorite player or make sure they get the highlight reel you've always wanted them to have, or maybe just help out the team that feels like needs it a bit. But you can get a good look and see either here or yourself what is available. You can go ahead and Dolphin's kind of showing the process right now as well and how that kind of goes through. There's also some other things that we'll check out as well. As it's not just the in-game stuff, but there are, of course, I'm sure Dolphin will show in a bit, but all the different types of merch available and the general fundraiser perks for donating. And you can take a look and see what tickles your fancy and what is available for grabs. But yeah, pretty
Yeah.
standard for the most part. I think Dolphin's still showing the process of how things go. You can just put in your username and message for all the different types of stuff that you're donating for and things like that. So it should overall be a pretty interesting time to say the least.
Yeah, and keep in mind that there's different merch that ranges from, you can purchase t-shirts, sweaters, whatever it may be, to things that you can actually pick up at LAN. So there is featured merch like RGL stickers, dolphin stickers that you can pick up at the venues. So keep that in mind, Foxborough.
And of course, there's some stretch goals. I'm pretty sure when it comes to in-game stuff, if the donations get high enough, you can auto balance the teams again, or even have one of the maps that they play on during this cup be a Halloween map. And the out-of-game stretch goals, which are pretty high, which involve different types of pugs like dodgeball and b-ball pugs, a ghost pepper challenge, and then Dolphin and Virgil getting matching tattoos as if things get high enough. So definitely a lot of different incentives across the board, whether it's in-game or out-of-game, to kind of pique your interest and see if you're willing to help us out a bit to make sure that everything's squared away. Also, below the stream, there's a, I think that Dolphin said this before in the chat as well. There's a little thing where you can donate sounds with bits to play throughout the stream as well. So that's always an option. I think he's kind of displaying that on the stream right now. But I think that covers a lot of the different ways you can kind of help out with the stream monetarily for the fundraising of it. I don't think I'm missing anything.
Yeah. I believe that covers most of it, yeah.
Well, I think that's all said and done when it comes to prepping you guys for what's to come for the one-day cup today, but it's probably time to go ahead and get ready for the draft. You have the starting captains of Ash, Banny, Captain Kev, with pretty much, I want to say, a large majority of their teammates, maybe a person or two like subbing in for someone who couldn't be here, but overall it's the high level of NATF2 all ready to get picked and drafted. So I think we're about ready to get that underway and have the teams all solidified, getting ready for the cup. So Dolphin, you want to go ahead and move channels, and Fertile can kind of instruct the teams to get ready to go ahead and start the draft.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. So just making sure all the team captains can hear me.
I think because this channel is tokened and they don't have the token, they can't hear us. So Mumble, Yeah, so just gotta move over.
It's
Yeah,
the
we
other
got
way
it, we got it,
around.
we got
It's
it
the other way
figured out.
around.
Just give them the two.
You guys can't hear us.
We couldn't hear you, so but I can hear you now, so we're good. Let me get Caps to undeafen and mute.
You gotta say his name really loud.
All right. Okay. So, all right, the picking order is going to be a snaking order. So we start off with the 4th seed team going into playoffs, which is led by Kev. And we will go 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll move back down 1, 2, 3, 4, and go until all players are picked. There are no rules on who you can pick. So just go crazy with it. And with that, we will start with Kev. Kev, you get first pick.
Alright. Give me Jay.
Edel? Yeah, Jay's here. Okay.
Bro, why is Kobe's area so fucking tall? In the spreadsheet.
Thank you. Okay, so we have Jay as the first pick for Kev. Caps, who's your pick?
Give me Marm.
Cringe. I get put in the isolation chamber now? Look, Jay's just
Yes.
sitting there. He's not even linked.
I don't want to hear any more writing out of you. You're on my team.
You should link
Marvel
those
is
channels.
in the isolation chamber. Again, it'll just be a bit of a hassle to unlink them, that's fine.
Is May or Exile playing, by the way? Which one of them?
Not me.
Exile. Exile's
Okay,
playing.
okay.
Alright, so then Ash, your pick?
I'll take the little guy.
Look at him suffer!
Fanny?
I'll get Eric, and I'll get Laz.
Oh, Carter, you know who to pick.
I'm messaging you.
Yeah, yes.
Give me
Cringe.
Brand Slam, give me Brand Slam.
Oh, cool. They're scrimming.
Caps?
Oh, it's me? Okay. Give me...
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Damn. Dude, I don't know.
My valiant leader is
Mark,
lost.
pick someone, dude.
No! It's your captaining.
Okay.
It's
I
the
got
second round.
I got shut up, dude. I'm doing it, man.
Alright.
Give me Sophie.
Oh, cool. 2 roamers. All right, let's go. Rip it.
Alright.
Alright, Kev? You get 2 now.
Give me Artist and High Five.
Okay.
All right, what do you pick, buddy? Caps?
Caps.
Class restricted.
What?
No.
No, you're just picking teams.
So like, you know how there's exactly 4 medics?
You are too cringe, man.
Just do whatever you're gonna do. I'm here for it.
No. I get 1 pick, right?
Yeah.
Alright, this is spot mode.
Damn, every
It's
team's
me?
just scrimming except for Cozy.
I'll take Logan.
Okay.
Oh, my WG.
Marvin, you're not gonna like what I'm doing right now, dude.
Manny?
I'm gonna troll this shit.
Danny, you know who you need to pick.
What?
Yeah, you're getting factored.
Hi.
Alright.
I'll get Dank.
Bruh.
Ooh.
I'll take Howard.
No,
No,
I get
here's another one.
Oh, fuck.
And then he steals your pick.
Oh.
We lost.
Howard and Benny have a lot of synergy.
That's a good pick for you. I'll just get your boy, man.
This is where it gets tough, huh?
Pick NA Soldier.
Pick NA soldier.
I'll get oh god.
You all need
You're
land
stressing
pressure.
me out
I'll get
here,
Patty.
man.
I'll get Patty. I'll get Patty.
Where's the timer?
Okay, Howard.
can't keep getting away with it!
Oh, Patty team is Finn.
We lost.
Wait, there's no medics left.
Bro, your team's like already been a thing.
Alright, Caps.
What the fuck? Oh, what is happening?
Mar, please stop interrupting me.
Okay, I'm
dude.
waiting.
Okay. Here it goes. Why did I pick you soldiers so
I don't know
early?
why. Just do it. Just rip it.
Dude, I know
Wait,
you're
I thought
looking
it
at
was
him.
Kev. I thought it was Kev.
I'm looking at him.
No, no, it's
I
not
know
something
exactly who you're looking at, dude.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Should I
Yeah,
just get
take
him
another
anyway?
one. Take another one.
Should I,
Take another one.
should I just get him anyway?
We could do it. We could do it.
Beast!
You want to do it, Sophie, or what?
Beast!
Give me Kobe.
Nice!
I bet.
We're gonna be the greatest sports seed of all time.
Team is so fire.
God.
Your team's taking it home.
Oh my
Alright,
God.
Kev, pick 2.
Sign for
We're screaming.
You get 2?
Yeah, he's
Yep.
yeah.
I get the last.
Marm, don't be so rude.
What?
Wait, Kev, who's putting
Alright,
medic on our
Caps,
team?
Don't
it's
be
your
rude.
team. It's your turn again, Caps.
I got one more.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. Before you go monkey mode here.
Alright.
Let me
I've already
consult
sent the
your Steam.
message. I've sent the message.
Wait.
Oh,
Okay.
I've locked in my pick.
I know the pick here, but
Alright.
Wait, send your message to him as well. I want to see if it's all the same.
okay.
You guys said the same thing.
Okay.
Alright,
Wait,
Kobe,
let's see
send your
Kobe.
message. Let's see what it is. It's different. It's different.
It's different.
No, wait. This is what Kobe said. Hold on. Hold on.
He's not even there. he's not even there.
Is he not?
Wait, what the
He got
hell?
picked.
Oh.
You are
Okay.
tweaking, Kobe.
Okay,
dude.
my
just
fault,
rip
my
it. Just
fault,
rip it.
my
Just
fault.
rip it.
Alright. Give me
Max
Dingo.
Logan.
We have 5. We have like 5 soldier players.
This is
5.
fire.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
We don't
all
need
right.
Make
a
it work.
We're
Yeah,
about to get
cool.
rolled.
Carter took 2 medics. This is really
Alright,
cool.
Yeah, that's
Ash.
dope.
I need a
That's
second to think. What does my team need?
Oh god, Carter's trying so hard, dude.
You need a second to think, or does the little guy need a second to think?
Chill, bro.
I'm thinking. Okay, exile.
And that leaves Ether with Banny. And that's everyone.
Yeah, and our first pick for backup, Habib.
Alright, we'll get all the team captains to their channels in a second here. I believe our first match is gonna be Team Banny versus Team Kev.
No!
Yes!
Let's fucking go.
Don't put him in our channel.
And everyone else just has to wait 45 minutes?
30 minutes because we're only doing
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Alright.
Do not put him in our channel.
Okay. I will unlink channels and send everyone connect info. I'll keep Banny and Kevin here just to talk about maps.
Kev.
Okay.
Yes.
Caps?
What?
Wait, I thought it was.
Wait,
us
are we
playing.
unlinking the
Oh, it's
channels?
Banny versus Kev.
How
Okay.
come
Wait,
coming
guy.
back?
Gotta unlink all these channels. Okay. Well, there's all the teams drafted. You got the okay. You fixed up the spreadsheet and you have the brackets up. So interesting team from all of them. Kind of interesting to see how things transpire when there's not too many players left. But definitely gonna be. I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen at the end of the day when it comes to who's taking the crown. Any thoughts on who's got the strongest team, Oka?
I want to say that Ash has a pretty strong team, especially since he put together a couple, like he has people that he's played with before, but it's kind of interesting he did pick 2 medics on the same team, so I'm like, I don't really know how that's gonna work out. Who's
They'll
like
probably
actually gonna...
They'll probably put Howard on Scout. He's played Scout before, so I think it should be fine. But he definitely which team is the one without a medic? Is it Kev's team? I guess
I
Cap's
believe so.
team is. They'll figure it out. They'll manage.
Yeah.
You got to trust the captains. But I think getting all the teams situated, making sure they're ready to enter the server and stuff. I guess for anyone who was late, it's a good reminder that while these games are happening, even though there's donation incentives for across the board when it comes to like merch and things like that. Reminder that now is, well, not now, but these games are the time if you want to do the in-game donations to affect the games. Because as much as we can talk about, oh, this roster's strong, and oh, this roster is a little on the weaker side, they got shafted in the drafting process, can be influenced by you guys, by your donations. You can kind of troll your favorite player and make sure that a team really prospers when they need it. So it's going to be really hard to actually do preds on this game because there's way too many variables to keep track of.
That is very true. You could just absolutely screw over like the perfect push by just instantly detonating a medic mid-Uber. So, it could honestly go anyone's way. It just depends on how hard people get griefed, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really interesting ones that I'm kind of like the team crits one could be crazy. Even making a soldier player in particular like really tiny for 10 seconds, that's just the most insane bomb in the world. Like, how are you gonna not force to that? It's going to be very, very strong, and it's not really like it's on the lower end of the donations as well. So I'm kind of expecting to see those a lot. But what kind of piques your interest on what do you think is gonna be the biggest thing that we're gonna be seeing here if any of them come through?
In terms of donation incentives, I think giving someone God mode for 10 seconds is practically like giving like an Uber for free. And that's like, again,
True.
on like the lower side of the donation incentives.
That's even longer than an Uber too.
Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing just like someone enabling that on a scout and just watching the scout just bought in for absolutely free.
We do have word that the first map is gonna be Metalworks, so that should be neat to watch. I think that's a pretty good map because Metalworks it has some complexities to it. There's some. It's not just the cookie cutter like standard map like vanilla. I guess there's not really any vanilla maps really, but it's kind of a treat sometimes. And some moments of the map can like bring more issues to others when it comes to making sure that everything's like good for a team. Like they feel confident about their push or their hold. There's a lot of, I guess it's a long walk between a lot of the points on the map, like between mid and 2 and stuff. So the classic, leave second, go to last strat. Last is always tough to break for some teams. So not only adding the pug aspect, but adding the donation aspect to like give a little bit of give a team an edge or make things even more difficult for a team that's kind of on the back foot. I think this is a pretty good map choice. It's gonna be pretty entertaining.
I'm interested in seeing how the donation incentives just absolutely, break through just hard holds or just, like, I guess that struggle with the last pushes, because I feel like, again, like, a lot of the 5 CP maps often has that just awkward standstill when it comes to last points, especially, like, Metalworks with this, like, just pretty much being, like, 2 doorways, almost.
We've already gotten some donations as well they're pending. Like the game hasn't even started yet, and there are donations that are coming in that are going to be happening on the spawn. I won't spoil them yet. Dolphin has told us what it's going to be ahead of time, but let's just say that if you see some stuff already happening, literally in the spawn as they begin to roll out, then you'll know exactly what that is.
Yeah, just the ones at the very beginning, but.
And Dolphins already even okay. There's a lot that's happening. I'm not gonna spoil it too much because I wanna wait and let everyone see what happens when it happens. Because apparently things are already happening before the game has even started, which means that there's gonna be a multitude of things that happen in the first 5 seconds of the round starting. So we'll see how that goes. But for everyone that's having a donation in mind, the STV delay is 10 seconds. So normally when you cast, we always talk about like when there's pauses. Oh, well, whatever's happening is happening 90 seconds in the future. You don't have to worry about this time around. It's I mean 10 is pretty respectable. So you can't go for the exact moment, but around a general thing that's happening, like, oh, a stalemate, it's time to do this, or oh, they're gonna push soon, I should do this while, before the push happens. So you don't have to be too much of a genie to make sure things happen when you want them to, but there is gonna be a slight delay for the players, then we gotta make sure that it happens as well, whatever the donation is. So that's what you're working with, if anyone was curious about that tidbit of info. I'm gonna be curious to see who is gonna be the person that has the most effects kind of added onto them. I have an inkling of who it's going to be, but there's also, even if you have personal predictions on who that person is going to be, it's always are they going to have really good things happen to them to propagate their ability to play, or is it going to be a lot of negative things that they're just dead over and over and over and over?
Just specific. It's interesting that it just gives the opportunity for the crowd to kind of just hone in and target one person if they want to. And possibly someone who's been quite on the winning streak, but...
What I'm really looking forward to, honestly, I want to see a tank just plopped right in the middle of the doorway. That's what I want to see the most out of this entire day. Just spawn a tank. It's going to be hard because of the timing thing, but it should be doable. Like, just find someone who's watching a door, standing inside of it, and then spawn a tank on top of them.
I'm honestly looking forward to the $30 incentive, which is the melee incentive for 30 seconds. I'm looking forward to possibly a mid of just pure melee.
Yeah, that's going to be a complete disengage for whatever team gets there. They gotta run all the way back, and it makes me kind of think, like, if any player is gonna be hyper paranoid about that, they're gonna like want to make sure they're on engineer as much as possible. Maybe even not even on, like, if someone keeps putting melee only on a team, I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone just like stay on NG as they're leaving last, have the gun as insurance. So there's a little extra layer of strategy when it comes to all these type of things, because you never know what's going to throw a wrench in your plans. You got to be prepped for everything. I think we have most of the people in the server, which is good news. Maybe missing one, or no, we have one in spectate. Okay, yeah, so everyone's here, which is good. Everyone's not quite ready to go, but almost there. It's just a couple more seconds probably. I'm sure Dolphin will give us the heads up right before we're going live as well, though it's going to be it's STV's delay is only 10 seconds, like we said, so it's not gonna be too much of a heads up. But besides the variables or whatever might come in, do you have any predictions on what's gonna happen between these two teams? Who's gonna take the cake?
Honestly, especially with the donations and like the even though like lower donations being like game changers, I honestly don't know if it would be easy to predict at all, because someone could just instantly god mode someone at the start of the mid, and this person just gets to run for free the entire time. So I do want to see Banny's team. I'm interested in seeing how Banny's team works around this, especially since Banny's like a well-known individual throughout the community, so he might attract a bit of attention when it comes to donations. But
yeah, I kind of feel like there's medic can be hard on this map a lot, and to have Kev on medic, I don't really think they got one for their team, like a medic main, so it might be a bit rough. But yeah, there's always the variable of the donations. I think if that wasn't included, you'd probably see a bit of an edge for the side of Banny's team that he's drafted, especially on metalwork, I think. But yeah, who knows? I guess I'll go ahead and spoil it. Well, it's not really a spoil that that was the player that I was thinking would probably get the most things happen to them was Banny. But I don't really know if it's going to be a lot of like, oh, you're dead nonstop, or if someone's going to be like, here, 8 crits, I want to see a highlight reel, that type of deal. So
yeah.
We'll see what ends up happening. I think I don't know who the one person in spec is that we're waiting on.
It's It's me right now, but we're waiting on Dank.
Oh, okay. Okay, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense because Casting Essentials didn't change your name. I should have put 2 and 2 together, but okay. So shouldn't be too much longer until we get things underway. But I think we've covered most of everything. We talk about who we like think is gonna do really well besides the variables of the donations, but any score in particular? Do you think it's gonna be it would be like an overwhelming win, like a 5-0 or anything super close? What are you kind of leaning towards, Mocha?
I think it might be a bit close, and I know that we can see on like the stream as well that we do have an extra player on a team, which is Dolphin in there. So we'll have to see how this kind of mid plays out, especially with the possible extra addition to the team. So
Yeah, I think donations aside, I would probably expect like a 5-1 or so maybe for Banny's team, but with the donations, you keep saying there's a lot of variables. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it would kind of make things even. I'm probably expecting like maybe a little bit more trolling to the side of the blue team to kind of inhibit their play just a tad. So I would kind of expect an even game. Because it's one thing to like, just like, oh, I like this player, I don't like this player, I'm going to do donations in regards to them. But there's also the fact of like, if a team is not doing so hot and they're kind of losing, someone could just do the donations based on that. Like, oh, here, I'll help with the losing team. Kind of like that. So I guess we'll kind of see how people vote and go towards helping out each of the teams.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I think still waiting on Dank. Just kind of in waiting room. Dink donk. Where's Dank? But I think we've covered most of everything. Anything else kind of come to your mind that we can go over while we're killing time and waiting?
Not particularly. I'm mostly just interested in seeing, during the waiting period, obviously a lot of people are starting to put their like heads together and figuring out how they're gonna influence the game with their donations. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how many kind of just stack up in the downtime and then just suddenly appear at the start of the game. So I'm interested in seeing whether like, it either slows down or speeds up like as the games progress. Cause obviously everyone's this is quite new to I guess an RGL event, so it'll be quite interesting to see like how people particularly participate in this, and I guess I'm most interested in seeing how this might completely, I guess, influence how. Oh, and it looks like we're going live.
Thanks,
I think
server.
Oh.
Yeah, still waiting on Dank. I think that's a good point you bring in, the pacing though of everything, because if you do have donations coming in that are influencing the game, you don't know what the rate at which they're really going to come in, because it might be early on in the beginning and then kind of taper off near the end. So might catch you off guard in some of the later matches. That could be a factor. Right now you're kind of on your toes. Like immediately as soon as things happen, I mean, I don't know exactly how many things are pending on spawn. It's at least 2, I think. At least 2 are kind of pending that will happen immediately. But as the game goes on and it doesn't happen as often, you're going to kind of put it in the back of your mind and really focus on the game. It'll be more of like a pug style and less like a drafting cup type deal. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be in the grands, and then boom, you're going to hit with something. But Dolphin has told us that the round is starting in 10, so we have things underway, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen right off the bat. We do have Dolphin, who is in the server. Someone donated.
We do.
I think we have maybe an RTD pending, or is it just the one? I think it might be just the one.
Might be. We have Dolphin rolling out on Pyro, so it's gonna be an interesting mid with this. Perhaps playing some Highlander Pyro at the start.
Oh, there we go.
And there goes Danny.
Yeah, he's immediately dead as the mid happens. You have some sort of bond behind. Kev's out in no man's land, though. Immediately dies, but Ether and Dank are the last ones left alive, and yeah, that's not gonna work out too well. The mid started out as a 7v5, but hey, they got the medic, so I mean, they lose the mid, but there is a consolation prize here for the blue team.
That is true. They're going to be able to push up to second here.
The unfortunate thing about having Dolphin in the server... Okay, no, we do have the camera switching out. I saw it was overhead for a moment, but there is an ad for the side of the blue team. They don't have quite yet, but Dolphin rolls Toxic, so if you get too close to him, he's going to hurt you. They have some people that manage to get behind. Eric getting onto the demo, onto the bridge, able to find Artis alone. He's just on to Dank. He's able to flank through. They drop both scouts, though. They don't have a lot of cleanup. Dolphin's just still a menace. They didn't have any hit scan, but they do finally kill him. But hey, I mean, they technically killed 4, so good job from the blue team. I don't think it worked out quite as they were expecting, but successful nonetheless. Trip flank doesn't really work out too well. I think he tried to find a door that no one was really using, but was unable to find too much. But Patty, that blind bomb, was that just immediate? I didn't even see where that came from. Just right off the bat, able to take Kev as soon as he jumps in. So that's really great from the side of the blue team. They're picking up the pace now.
And their medic, like the red medic, is going to be on like a 5-second respawn time or more. So they're just going to be able to build up this Uber in the meantime. They do have a heavy.
Oh my god,
No.
what is happening on the second point? An RTD onto Dolphin, the Necromash the second point, but there was no one there, fortunately, for the side of the blue team. They're still building up their Uber. It's kind of hard to dry out the fact that that a medic is up because there is the extra player. I think Dolphin's there for 3 lives or so they're gonna have to make sure that he's dealt with, but immediately onto the head, able to take him out, trying to burst the way through, see if he can get any extra players, but no dice there, so just being content. Oh, maybe actually onto Trip, around the corner. He's at 2 HP, and that's 1 more HP than you need. He's gonna survive, so they get Dolphin, but overall it's gonna be a bit of a leapfrog scenario as Kev stays alive, still has his Uber. It's a small ad, but actually I was gonna say technically usable, but it's Metalworks last. It's gonna be a bit rough. It's quite a long walk. Building up the rest of it.
We do have Dolphin on the spy now, so we'll have to see how he works around here.
And
Looks like they're trying to push into second here, but...
Yeah, it's a 25 ad. They're gonna have to go very quick and immediately bursting through the shutter, but no Uber, and it's gonna be the Bread team that bursts into smithereens. Jays tries to salvage, but only drops Dank to half HP. Eric might get caught by the spy. Oh no, gonna get cleaned up. Oh, he does get Eric as a consolation prize, but things did not work out well for the side of the red team. Uber coming out exchange, but it's just 2 players on red.
Yeah.
They're not defending last.
Oh my gosh.
Just one
Points
little...
The exchange happened in like lobbies, so it was a bit awkward for them to kind of orient themselves. So this is just gonna go straight to the blue team.
Yeah, all came tumbling down. It's a small extra little bit of a hurt, the trap. I'm pretty sure they wanted to pop through, but just timing was a bit off. But off to their mid, we'll see how things go. No 7th player. There are some... Red team has team criticals. Okay, that is going to be a big thing here. I see the crit rocket just roaming through.
The
Yeah.
They aren't gonna catch anyone yet so far.
Oh, they're all
clean up
RTD.
blue
Oh
team.
no.
Oh.
Yeah, you could see the way they were poising themselves when Trip got the team criticals. They were immediately like, okay, let's not walk into mid. Because Trip, he's playing roamer. He's gonna sit and spam the bottom doorway, so they couldn't really go through it. Dank is gonna die near the tail end of this, so trying to salvage the best they can for the rest of the blue team. You have Laz, who might be in a position. Patty has backed off a bit, but Laz jumping up drop down, not gonna hit the timing quite right, and overall Kev's gonna stay alive, have the 100% Uber, and maybe Patty going for a flank blocking too. He is behind.
Red team is taking this quite quickly through lobby. They use through.
Well, the trade happens on 2. They have to go back a bit, make sure they're able to get this cap up, but yeah, Uber going through. You have Ether in the skybox. He has low graph right now, just raining terror down on the red team, and he gets Kev. He might even get Artis as well. He falls down eventually, but
He doesn't die to the fall damage, thankfully, but he's sitting at 33 on last.
yeah, both medics died near the tail end of that, so blue team having a couple more players. We'll go ahead and start to push out and get some cap time, and red will just have to concede, but you do have Psy on spy, so might be something to keep an eye on as I don't really know if blue team's gonna push as both meds died. They could technically try to dry, but oh, there's gonna be a team melee coming in pretty soon. That's gonna really stop them in their tracks, I think. Things are starting to slow down at least a tad.
Yeah.
I mean, with both medics dying near the end of there, neither team really wants to kind of go in. You know, trying to dry on Metalworks can be pretty rough. It's a long walk. you start a dry fight like that, you want to end it quick before they get the respawners, especially because you're going into their territory. And with it being such a long distance to really get there, it makes sense. So both teams gonna. I think this is gonna be the first stalemate. Really, we've kind of spiraled into non-stop madness so far, at least this match. So they're just gonna slow down, and we'll see how red team begins to try to break into here, getting their last bit of Uber. And with Psy on Spy, I can only imagine they'll try to make some chaos for him to maybe get a pick or something.
Yeah,
We'll see
he's
how they
kind of
execute
waiting
this.
in this lobby area, but it looks like he's going to be trying to get behind now. He does get spotted, so they're going to likely know that there is a spy.
Yeah, red team has the work cut out for them if they do know the spy exists, so definitely gonna have to really make sure that a lot of chaos happens. But able to find Psy in a corner, so that's their quote-unquote sack as the rest of the team begins to start going forward. Laz trying to bomb in, trying to make some space for him as well, so he's not the only person shot. Kev takes some damage, but there is the melee.
The melee only.
Right in the middle of their push. Dank can't even pop, he's stuck.
Free.
He was stuck on melee and could not use. That is a very, very scary. Oh, Bandy's trying to get Cav as a consolation. It's just melee versus melee.
And the taunt comes out for that?
That's a very, very scary roll to get, or the donation. Because that is a full 30-second.
Yeah. And that does mean like your medic is practically rendered useless as well, so they're gonna use it into last year the red team, and they're practically gonna get this point without any contestation after that wipe, so.
Yeah, that was really good timing. That was right in the middle of their push too, because if it happened during the stalemate, they could just like, oh, we're melee, we can't hold this, let's go to last, and they just run backward, and then they'd have a little bit of extra time to make sure they got out, but yeah, that was pretty brutal. So 1-1 overall for both the teams. We go ahead and head on to another mid. We'll see what effects are given to both these teams, but nothing so far. So maybe we'll see another mid. Oh, trip, very fast. Immediately onto Ether and eliminates the demo out of play. No demo. I don't even know if blue team's gonna show up. They're trying to bomb high. Laz is in, or at least making some space. Know they can play this fast because despite being down in demo, they can't make some damage happen with their soldiers.
Ooh,
but
it's gonna be down to though. But
yeah.
Yeah, they're looking to get out here. After losing to, they, especially with their demo, they decide that this fight wasn't really worth taking, so they're kind of resettling on second, and Red's gonna win that mid.
Yep, red team blobbed up just enough to make it a bit rough for them to actually commit on anything, but double bomb
Gonna come in.
onto Kev, taking some damage. Glaz's gonna get taken down, and Kev just barely alive.
Barely lives that.
Got the pack as well, so he's a little hurt, but not too unhealthy. But
onto Ether. Ether's down here. Let's get the pick.
yeah, 3v4. Actually, oh, they're meeting in lobby.
Oh.
Uber exchange comes out, flashing a couple. Gonna be a normal post, I think. See, the post is beginning to happen inside lobby. They're able to kill Bandy immediately, and Eric. Holy post. The team just wipes. Laz coming in for a bomb, though, right behind. Oh, gets high five, but they're just taking the damage for Kev. Everyone's dying except him when that's the person they want, but the final rocket from Patty will make sure that he does indeed die.
Ether does get
though.
good damage in there, but it's only him here.
And not respawning fast enough. That was insane from red team, though. That post was very, very strong from them. The blue team, they're pretty aggressive in lobby. They thought they could win that, but just a tad of a misplay has things spiraling out of control. And I'm kind of surprised that Kev didn't die way earlier than he did, but at the end of the day, c'est la vie, and red team is up 2-1.
No funny business happening during the rollout, so it looks pretty standard as of right now.
Good sign for both these teams. They can play the game that they expect to when it comes to mid-fight. Laz bombing in, getting some damage onto Kev. Getting pretty weak, and they're all in Valley. They just held S the entirety of the mid to have the blue team run into them. And with being down 2, I guess they have Dolphin an extra life, so we're trying to see how that transpires. Yeah, they're trying to get out of the red team. There's a loss of no one. They're getting the cap ready, and they're starting to poke around to see if 2 is as free as it looks.
Dolphin is perma-jumping and spy crabbing into second. Those just immediately get wiped. Perhaps it was a distraction play?
They do have their Uber, and the red team's actually going to use it first onto Ether. You will get saved, so it's going to be an exchange roll. No players drop, is my game alt tab, so go ahead and take it, Moko.
High five is far into last, and blue's last. Is going to get cleaned up by Eric, but it looks like blue team is going to be able to settle here. They're looking to recontest second, but they are going to lose their soldier and their demo here. So blue team is at a huge disadvantage here.
Yeah, not having your explosive class is going to be pretty rough, so it's kind of hard to hold things at the end of the day, really.
They only have their medic and scout here, yeah, and it looks like Red's going to be able to take this point again, so it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Red team, despite the player advantage of Dolphin's Spy crabbing into second.
A Spy can only do so much, so overall we'll see how things transpire over the next mid. So far I think we've seen a little bit cleaner mids when it comes to the RTD effects, and as I say that, Dolphin immediately gets one, but he is on Spy, so Spy can only do so much for a mid and have the scouts like a medic can to really catch up, so it'll be a bit delayed. Might have to do some revolver shenanigans, but both teams arriving. Immediately the red team pretty aggressive and the blue team responding in kind with Laz bombing in, trying to make some space. You do have the blue medic Dank, pretty weak.
Spy's going in here. He's not
Even if both are soldiers, they tried to make some room, but it didn't really work out for them, so gonna have to back up through the valley area. They're gonna get Eric as a consolation, but lose high five, so... Oh, the flank, though, from the soldier. Kev popped up in the air, and Patty with a huge play. That flank was massive. I think he just bombed through the house as they were backing up through the valley to make sure the exit was completely cut off, so... They did lose their medic, the blue team, but they are able to make sure this is secured.
Does have a sniper that's coming up now, so the Uber's gonna be practically even here. It'll be interesting seeing, I guess, a standard off class coming out.
Yeah, they should be able to hold two at least some degree. Jay is going to make things a bit difficult for the rest of the team to come in. They do lose Trip, but trade out with Laz, so 1-for-1 overall, and red team definitely gets their own territory first, so they do have the advantage of setting up on two, and maybe work the sniper a little bit if they feel like it. It's not very common to see a defensive sniper in a lot of scenarios, so we'll see how they really try to defend with him on the class. But blue team, they're just drawing. They're immediately sending their flank lower. Bandy's gonna die. Artist popped up into the air. So far, their flanking maneuver is not really working out in their favor, and overall, the blue team kind of just falls flat there.
Yeah, they'll have quite long respawn timer as well, so they're practically backing out of mid here, and Red practically gets it for free.
And Kev dies to the RTD roll.
They do still have the sniper up. They're trying to work their sniper into Valley, so it doesn't get spotted.
Yeah, using the heal advantage. Bandy gonna get cleaned up, but overall just a trade. Still, at the end of the day, good for the blue team with all the blind bomb from Trip. That timing was absolutely perfect, enough to make sure that force happens. They're trying to get to as many players as they can. They're able to kill Artist. High Five is behind, getting 2v1. Might be able to get one of them. Actually, both of them. They're pretty weak. He's just chatting up. He's going for it. Oh, they're gonna come in as a third player and clean him up, so... But Jay still lingering on mid as sniper. Might be a thorn in the blue team's side. He's starting to back up now, so they have some room, but... Bit scratchy, but overall... Oh yeah, he has his team with him. Sai's actually making the way through it.
And he gets picked off. So no sniper for now. At least that will be a weight lifted off of blue team's shoulders.
True. So able to get this cap up, and this ad is pretty much non-existent after events have transpired. It is have the one player, which they can technically try to dry off of. It is an explosive class, so it might make things a bit easier to get through when it comes to dealing with all the spam.
Blue
You still
team
have the traps to deal with, but...
Blank here.
Oh, the blind bomb from Trip. He's going for it. It's a full commit onto Dank. Bandy's gonna be the one that they go for the furthest player forward and able to get that trade. Eric trying to lead the charge in with the rest of his team. Last stuff at the door, unable to make space for his team, and Sai's able to get that kill. So they're dropping some people. Uber's gonna come out. They have 10 ad to try to catch Kev down the hallway. 43 HP is gonna be able to get the Uber and pop in time. Dank surfing back into the valley. Only meet Artist and just die. The blue team starting to crumble as only Patty and Eric are left alive, trying to salvage any way possible. 1v1 quickly turn it into 2v1, but Eric will collect that kill before he does die, and Patty, last one left in the thick of it. Oh, bomb onto Kevin, immediately takes him out with 2 rockets. What a play.
Oh gosh, after that chaos, it's kind of just... They're trying to settle here on mid. It looks like Blue's looking to regroup here on second, but...
On the Dank. Oh, Trip. #1 roamer.
Does get the medic pick here, so...
The soldiers are pretty monstrous so far this Metalworks game. They're putting in a lot of work. I mean, so the effects are putting in a lot of work too, but outside the effects, the soldiers are definitely leading the charge for their team. So overall, ad for the side of the red team, 40%, and the climbing is... Oh, there goes High Five.
There goes High Five.
And Banny did go back for Dank, so they are starting to build now, but it's not quite enough to get past the deficit, and I don't really expect to see a dry push off of just a scout pick. Well, actually, they're starting to poke a little bit. They know the high five is going to be a sec, and it's not a bit till the Uber. They still have to deal with all the spam, but immediately Trip gets destroyed and is lasted back. So now they don't have too much spam to deal with. They're starting to poke around. The Uber's almost going to come into play from the side of the right team, though, if they're too slow. Lasted bomb and equalize it, and they just sell out their soldiers to make sure that almost everyone dies except Kev. They even have Patty live through it, but Sai, he wants to take this Uber. He's chatting up. It's the unexpected play that no one sees coming. On the Dank immediately gets the kill. It's so bizarre that they are definitely not prepared for it. Gets the two, and
demo as well.
they're just getting out as well. They're unable to really collapse up until now. Surfing away, popped him to the air.
It's gonna get cat.
Air shot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost. I mean, that's why you don't expect that play. Yeah. At least they got the medic and demo. I mean, that's at least something for them. But the Cap's gonna go Blue's way as the skirmish continues. Air shot on the artist.
Second
Yeah, a bunch of players behind are going to just kind of make things really scrappy, but the blue team still owns the point. Ether's there pretty much alone, having some players follow up, but a bomb from Jay to kind of separate them. Dank in the hallway. Hyper will get cleaned up, and Jay has to escape playing away due to his health. So overall, blue team trying to lock down these doors. Still have the threat of Jay to deal with behind, but he will get cleaned up by rolling out Banny. So second point is going to be overall owned by the blue team as they chase Sai out, and red team back to the drawing board here. Is not only do they have 2 down, but they have Disad. The dry start, Ether and Banny and Co are just going in onto the point. Able to take down Artist. No stickies on top of it. Losing a couple resources though, as everyone just in the grasp. But yeah, the red team's still kind of defending though. 3v3. No respawners coming in for quite a bit. Able to take down Sai. Gonna lose Eric in kind, but just Ether and Dank left alive, trying to escape. Arrow into Ether. He's trying to make sure they're locked out, but he will get cleaned up. Dank down the way has a soldier with him to make sure that things aren't too chaotic. Jay cleaned up. High five trying to make sure that Patty falls for it, but not quite able to collect that kill. So overall, red team able to claw the way back a bit, but they do have this blue Uber they're gonna have to deal with.
And the Uber does come out. They're chasing down for the soldier. They get the pick, and they're looking to get the med here.
Immediately got 3.
And this round does go for them. They just completely wipe them with that Uber. I guess
that Uber was really early too. It looked like it might have been sketched because of how far back they actually popped, but I think a lot of it kind of just came around a corner blind. I think they caught like 2 people at the shutter immediately, which kind of is the medic corner at the end is the icing on the cake. So starting to even up the game, but we'll see how things transpire over the next mid as both these teams are arriving. No shenanigans to roll up, but we'll see what happens when everyone is present and accounted for.
Red team was quite aggressive last mid. We're gonna have a blue soldier that goes behind directly for the demo. Does get Artist here. So no demo for red team.
Presence from the blue team. They're taking the high ground. They do have Trip to deal with behind, but the red team are making use of the distraction. The blue team's not going back too far, but Trip is a thorn in their side if they don't keep in mind of his existence. He is in the house area, trying to bring Banny back a bit, and they're actually getting some room the side of the red team, but they are eventually losing Trip. Bomb from the side of Patty to make some space for his team. Will eventually live, and I think the red team have kind of they've realized they're losing Jay. They lost Trip before. That's pretty much a loss for them, and good job from the side of the blue team. You know, Trip was a thorn in their side the entire time, but they made sure to only really give him attention when it was necessary, and immediately they're starting the train roll and trying to poke around on 2.
It looks like they are trying to meet them here, and and the Uber from red does come out, but blue is gonna pop so much later. They know that perfectly, and their Uber is gonna last so much longer.
Yep, trying to get on a Kev. They're gonna lose a couple. Actually, it lost 1 as the Uber went off, and then this post got completely collapsed on by the side of the red team. They only really lost Artist, and Kev's so tiny. If only that was on a soldier. Rocket jumps into infinity with this skybox, but only for a small amount of time. Where did Kev go? Did he when he got sent to spawn when that effect wore off? Oh, okay. You better make most of that when you can, because it's immediately gonna send you back. But at the end of the day, you do have Banny on Sniper to kind of prevent any threat from coming in. You do have it's a 10% ad. It's not really anything to seriously work with, but you can play fast enough. You can play fast enough. You could maybe try to dry this, but the soldier bombs coming in, immediately taking Kev out of the equation. They're finding a little bit more too, getting some damage. Overall 1-for-1 trade, and no medic available for the side of the red team. They're trying to push forward and lock them out, but they only have so much health at their disposal, able to get Ether, so that's a good play by the side of the red team pushing forward. And I'm kind of surprised how chaotic this is being for the blue team. They have the heals, but they don't have the damage.
Go during that scuffling lobby, so
I don't think Banny was able to quite get too much. Yeah. Just equalizes near the tail end of that. Do you have Jay on low grab on 2, so no fight really happening right now as blue team just lost their medic and oh, he's actually taking the fight in lobby, just floating around near the tail end of things, but it will go ahead and exhaust. But blue team showing up in lobby, they want to drive this. They know that Sai and High Five are rolling out. Eric making space, getting the way through lower, and Patty going through the main area as well. So a lot of space for the blue team to go ahead and push through. Damage on the Artist. Patterson was solo killing Artist, dropped in the lower. Eric will go up
Artist
and
is gonna die here, and Banny's gonna clean up the meta after that,
Jay,
just left alone.
Jay went to last to back cap, but the cap went through for the side of the blue team, so gonna be unsuccessful there, but maybe on the tank, popped up, a second rocket will not come out, so overall successful push from the side of the blue team, starting with Eric and Patty to sacrifice her life to make sure the team prospers. Oh, Trips in the spot. Oh, they immediately check him. He just has to fall down to his death. Gets some damage, but not much else to write home about.
Yeah, so it looks like they are going to be able to contest mid without, I guess, any pressure, and it looks like Red is just resettling on second here.
Yeah, they want to leave one and go. Eric's here to cap. They're starting to push forward. They're in the house, so it's looking like it's maybe going to be a bridge Uber. Jay spots it, so the red team's pretty much already out. This Uber goes in, and it's not going to get a single player. Yeah, they saw that coming. They get the point at least, but no kills in the name means that it's going to be pretty easy for the red team to try to have an attempt to leapfrog this, but it's pushing out of Metalworks last, so anything goes when it comes to back cap shenanigans and the like, so gotta make sure you have all your ducks in a row when you get ready for this push to happen. 80% now, getting the rest of this, so overall 50% had to work with, and blue team holding pretty normally. I don't think there's anything super crazy when it comes to shenanigans per se, so we'll see what door the red team begins to push through.
Blue is playing quite passive on bridge, so the Uber does come out, and Blue is out practically already as well. They are going to lose 2 here, 3 actually on the blue team. So they're going to be leaving to mid practically and looking to possibly leave to second.
I think they were really hoping to snake through main or something as like the Uber came through, but they just got caught instead. So overall down 3, unable to really do anything at mid here. They have the Uber, but they really need the players. They got some respawners now. It's going to be hard to actually block this. Technically possible. They're trying to go through, mind the traps.
Oh, they use here? Those forwards really help them in this. They catch Kev here, and they're chasing into lobby.
Yeah, bit of an awkward post-Uber scenario. Just Banny and Dank separated from the rest of their team, but they're able to clean up the Uber behind. Overall, a 4v3, kind of scattered all over the map, but High Five going to take down Eric and Patty as well. Overall, a trade, so just Dank and Banny left alive for their team. They do own the point. It is their territory, so they have the respawner advantage, and got some people coming quicker than the side of the red team, so overall red team not able to convert this cap in their favor, and blue team having an ad near the tail end of this as well, so gonna be in the driver's seat once they get their players and their Uber to try to push back into 2. Laz rolled extra ammo, so don't have to go hunting for packs. Had plenty of time during this little bit of a, I guess it's not a stalemate, just waiting for the Uber to come into play, but they have it now, so they're on the move.
It's been a lot of leapfrogging, so we'll have to see if they change anything here when it comes to just the exchange.
Starting to work their way towards the alley area, starting to make some space. Patty bombing through a bit, Jay going in for a bomb, but the Uber immediately comes out. Tried to find Kev, not gonna quite be able to get that, but the red team have worked their way behind. They got Patty and Eric, so no flank available. Laz dying some stickies over by lobby, and red blue team, they're just kind of caught. They're stretched thin and Dank trying to escape.
For the med.
Banny just gets smited by the RTD. They're bombing and able to kill Dank, and I mean, there wasn't too much Banny could really do there. Maybe get a frag before his death, but it was pretty much all said and done for the side of the blue team there. Pretty good flank for the red team, and they're in, yeah, they're going for it.
Yeah, they're gonna have full ad here, so this might be an easy push for them into last, especially with the respawn timer if they're fast enough. They are fearing a bit because of the sniper. They did hear the shots come out, but the bomb in from Jay.
Uber ready to go.
Oh, Uber out.
there's no gun, so they're just going straight for the players. They're all corralled in the spawn, spare Laz and Banny, who actually, Banny's behind trying to take the 1v1. He's getting a lot of damage to the side, and he might not eventually lose, but only because he got 1v3 near the tail end of it. So this Uber can't even actually get cap time. That pretty much allowed the entire team just back up into spawn and hide. So pretty good play from the side of Banny to make sure things are slowed down. And with no demo, it's going to be really rough for the side of the right team to push. They're trying to go for it, but immediately they're getting squandered.
Ooh, they're gonna
soldiers
lose
just,
FA.
yeah, soldiers just immediately gone. Blue team holding on strong, at least for now.
Artist
They're finding
really
Artist as well. Pad's just waddling forward. Yeah, everyone's seen in front. No resources really go behind. High five showing face a little bit, but will escape just fine and dandy. And full Uber ad for the side of the blue team. 4 minutes left to convert around to make it into overtime. And with no demo, it's pretty easy to get through this without sticks. But mind the soldier spam here as they begin to work their way through the house and see if they can maybe take this without using Trip Blind Bomb. A lot of damage, but no frags to his name.
Does look like Blue's going to push out into mid here, and practically Ubers are going to even out now. So we'll have to see what happens in a second. It's kind of going back to that standard Metalworks, just sitting on bridge and looking for that exchange. But
yeah, they do have a pick. Less spam to work with. They don't fear Trip Blind Bombs. It's maybe just Psy, if anything. Patty going for it, as well as Laz. Patty just faking
Bomb
just a bit. And the was that just a complete sync between both the soldiers? Eric's underneath as well. There's so much happening. And immediately, red team on the move. They find their way through lobby. It was unwatched, I'm pretty sure. And Psy's actually starting a back cap as this trappy fight in lower is beginning to happen.
It is a very awkward situation. They're kind of caught here in Valley. Red team's kind of flooding.
Yeah, they're spread thin all over the map. You have Jay on mid, Psy's inside house, the rest of the team over on their own too. They're going to lose a couple. The people behind from the side of the right team will eventually fall, so blue team has successfully made sure that whatever threat they're bringing to the table is completely squished. So with the overall full Uber ad and 2-player advantage, I mean, this is a pretty free second, but they use the Uber. They see the Delman in their sights. Yeah, they get the Delman in the trap, and they don't kill Artist either. They popped because they thought the demo was a free pick, but not able to find that frag, and the red team has an opportunity to begin to spam this point. Showing face a little bit. The Pyro is out from side. Able to get one. Overall trade. Getting through the doors. Looks like they're really able to block this. Patty almost falling.
Oh, Eric does get caught by a boat. Soldiers back in.
The blue team's still trying to hold on to this. They're really clinging to this push, but the respawners are not in their favor. They don't have any hit scan to clean things up. It's just on both these soldiers. They do get Kev in the chaos. They are unable to make sure that their medic is protected. And same with their demo. No one can just deal with these soldiers. They have a pyro, and they're unable to make sure that everything's locked down. So, you know, sorry for down on them. Blue team holding on strong and getting the 2 most important picks they could really get without even any hit scan to their name. So, not only that, they have the full Uber ready to go.
Full Uber ad, yeah. They're gonna have all their players here regathering in lobby, and it looks like they're trying to either take this far left or through the direct center. It looks like it's going far left. The Pyro does stop this. They're having a hard time trying to pin down this Pyro, so they're gonna break through eventually. They're looking to catch Artist possibly.
Oh, red team stripped to melee. They aren't able to defend properly. The blue team's gonna wipe the floor with them unless something comes in, but despite the good stuff from the Pyro, blue team able to make sure they...
melee.
Yeah. Strategic donation right there to make sure things go their way, but they probably could have won that anyway. There was no gun. They were immediately getting onto like the demo, and that could have been all she wrote at the tail end there. But making it easy for them, making sure there's no way that could have been thrown. So overall, it's an even game. 50 seconds left in the half, so it might be a quick round here, or it might just even out. But we'll see if things transpire. Trip going very fast on the other, and is able to get the kill. Evening things out right at the beginning of the mid.
Something else will not get anything, but that demo pick in the start is extremely important, and it's going to practically translate into just getting everyone after this.
Oh, Patty in. Oh, Kev blasted back a bit. Dank will die. Overall, 1 mid for the side of the red team, but I don't think it was convincing enough to convert this into a round as quick as they'd like. 20 seconds left, two caps to go. Probably not really doable. Lost too many resources in your soldiers to participate.
And they practically have the full Uber ad here, so they're looking to just practically shove this into last, and their demo is just going to bomb in.
Yeah, 3 seconds left. Pretty much had to try for it, but blue team's all ready to go there, so stalemate 3-3. Starting off with a nail biter this game. I kind of expected something around this when it came to get to the score. a lot of variables to keep track of when it came to the donations to give players a little bit of edge or troll them a bit. But I think around here is what I think a lot of us were expecting.
That last melee donation did definitely kind of seal the deal for that last, like the last push that happened. So there was a possible chance that this might have just been I believe it was
Maybe
Red
it could have been a
Team's
3-2.
game. Yeah. But because of that melee, so they were just not able to defend. So that was practically a free last cap for blue team. So we'll have to see what this devolves to afterwards. If it's going to be another one of those just donations influence the entire thing, or if it will actually kind of settle into a more regular-esque sixes game.
Yep, down to the wire now. Golden cap scenario. 1 round, 10 minutes. I think we're waiting a sec to make sure everything is all squared away with the config and the like. But who do you think is gonna take it after everything we've seen so far? Who do you got your money on?
Honestly, I think it might be blue team favoritism, especially since they've kind of learned to deal with the aggression from red. So
Yeah, I think the blue team has adapted pretty well, but it's anyone's game, and immediately stripped to melee. Oh, for the red team. Artist can't roll out. He can't show up to mid. Oh no, he's jumping. Okay, he's jumping. He's getting there.
they're gonna be extremely slow to mid. So this
And now
gonna
the
be
blue
kind of
team
free for
stripped
blue.
melee.
Oh
Oh no, it's not team, it's individual player. Okay. So it's Ether's stuck on melee. So but blue team still has a lot of pressure though. I mean, they have control over the point. Red team trying to take it back. You have the normal. Actually, Ether's still on melee. It's a 1v1 when it comes to people not being able to shoot their guns right now. But no kills yet. Not enough damage to really write home about. As Patty gonna go in, try to make some space. Will die for it, but Laz trying to make sure that damage cleaned up on will not be successful. And it looks like the blue team's starting to posture themselves to get out. Fanny will
They're
fall.
gonna lose too, though.
Oh,
This
high
might
five.
be
He's going for it. The melee battle between the two people stuck on it, but the Uber does come out from the side of the blue team. So I guess good force question mark?
Yeah. I guess red team will just have full Uber out here. It was kind of an awkward
Laz?
situation, but
Laz, hello sir. Banned from ETF2L. Oh, he's going for it. No. Oh, the rockets didn't quite hit the mark. He got a little bit of damage, but
he's gonna go down here.
oh, and then Ether just dies.
Yeah, red team is gonna have full Uber out here with Ether down and another Sully down as well. This might just be free for red. They do take the Uber in. This is just gonna be practically a solo and a scout. This
Yeah,
flash
they're
the
early.
demo, but
A bit early, but with 2 dead, I mean, still pretty easy to make sure this cap is theirs. And overall, rolls worked out in the red team's favor and did enough plays to get that force, collect the round, and it's gonna be a victory for Team Kev. Well, GG's to them. That's Metalworks underway, or in the books, I suppose. Maybe we'll see it again. It depends on what the teams end up picking and banning and the like. But overall, I'm happy that it was a pretty close game. I think that was the biggest fear is like, oh no, a team will just roll. But I mean, I guess it's not. Probably don't expect that to happen too much because if a team's getting rolled, someone will come in and help them out. But at the end of the day, pretty wacky match overall.
yeah, it was nice to see that it kind of just, you know, the favorite kind of swayed between both of them. Sometimes donations would go their way, or sometimes it would go the other way, and it makes it a lot more interesting seeing kind of just things devolve in that way.
All right, well, next up after this match, Dolphin can kind of show up the bracket when it's ready, but I think the next match is going to be Team Caps versus Team Ash on whatever map they end up picking. I think we got to take some time to make sure that they are, they got all the players ready to go, not AFK and the like, and make sure they got the maps all picked. They might have already done that already, but, got to make sure that's all ready. Dolphin, do we want to take an intermission while we wait for things to set up, or how do you want to do this? Okay, we'll take a small intermission. We'll get some ads out of the way to make sure they don't mid-roll in the middle of the game and the like. Make sure the teams are all squared away for the next match, but it's going to be happening soon, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, everyone. After the intermission, we have the other two teams, the team, Team Caps and Team Ash here, and we're here on Bagel and already readied up here, ready to go, starting the action. Any predictions, Mocha? What do you think's gonna happen this match? We're getting into this pretty quick.
I do think this kind of favors Ash's team, especially just because of the familiar faces on the same team. So you know the coordination might be a bit. And just at the start, there are a couple spells coming out, so
Everything that culminated in the pregame. All right, well, no medics in that fight, and a couple RTD rolls to kind of put a thorn in both team sides, both ways. But overall, it's looking like blue team's coming out the victor. They have some presence in other team's lobby.
Sophie is gonna go down after trying to shove into blue team's spawn, but it looks like red will be able to settle on the point here.
Oh, okay. I thought blue team's gonna hold that a bit, but I guess they had to go back and make sure Sophie was dealt with, so it gave up a little bit of cap time, but with a soldier pick, they're trying to push forward onto Kobe. Really weak, getting blasted back, but Ransom will go ahead and actually die to make sure that he's weak enough to get taken to the grave, but no demo for the red team. They're still holding strong and forward, though. They're taking the point presence and immediately bomb in from the side of Sophie to go behind, causing distraction for Exile.
Blue team is gonna be able to cap this, so...
Oh, on to Logai.
And
Yep.
it is gonna...
Oh, Marmalade. Oh, we saw melee. That was a crit. I guess he got popped in the air by an explosive. I thought it was going to be a normal melee, but either way, just Brain Sam left alive, trying to salvage. Some damage onto Kobe, will eventually die. Oh, nice me shot onto Dingo, but not able to secure the kill. Red team owning the point. Blue team's kind of showing up a bit. Maybe want to take this fight before Dingo's actually able to get his Uber, or at least get deep enough for a worthwhile sack. Starting to take some presence, getting the houses in. Both medics immediately down. All right, no Uber ads there, just a straight up dry for both the teams.
It looks like it's going in favor of red team. They are going to lose their demo and their soldier, so that's going to be their explosive classes down, but red... Or for blue team, I mean. But red team is going to lose both of their soldiers as well, so this could be anyone's mid here. It looks like red will settle with the point.
And they're just trying to hold on to it at least a bit. They have the longer respawns to deal with. They're able to take down Brain Slam. That's something to work with, but blue team will eventually get this cap, and overall they got a player disad that work against them. Red team's starting to poke around a bit, trying to get the cap back in the name, but blue team's still showing faith. Bomb onto Ash over on the side of the right side of the map, so to bring back both the soldiers, but overall trade between the scouts. Ash falling. Sophie still just in onto Logai. Get a little bit of damage, not able to clean him up though. Overall, red team make enough chaos to get this cap underway for their team.
They're gonna have ad hits. Blue team does have around 20% ad, so this might go in their favor if they're able to get this and use it properly. They are going to pop really early. It looks like the red medic is going to be able to get out here with no damage. Blue team does get the point, but this does mean practically full Uber ad for red team, so there might just be a leapfrog back to them pushing.
Oh,
Bomb
Sophie?
does come in from Sophie, and Uber comes out.
Oh, Logai. He surfed the Siggy, but pissed it out of the air, so yeah. Blue team trying to convert on the post Uber onto Dingo. No damage onto him yet. A little bit of a surf, but not an... Oh no, a flank from Logan. I did not see Logan coming from outside. That's going to be enough to make sure that there's enough damage on Dingo for him to fall, so... Took the blue team wipe. They're going to eventually lose his camp, but at least they got the silver lining of Dingo taking to the grave, and they're actually not going to delay till have him spawn. They're just go ahead and cap things up the side of the red team, and Sophie's still on the Beggar Zuzuka. He's on the move to see if he can catch someone around a corner. Bot Mode and him are doing some adventures. Brand Sam has found them. They're starting to see if they can get these 2 kills for free. Bot Mode's still linger behind. They got the one. They'll have to deal with Bot Mode.
Still looking for Bot Mode back here. Scout 1v1 is coming out in lobby.
Excel's trying to come and help. 2v1 at the end of the day. It's going to give some more room. Marmalade takes out Loga out of the equation. Overall, they're going to lose this. They've lost too many resources and players, and I mean, at least they got 2 most important classes to kill.
For the demo, but it's gonna get some assistance from Ash, so they are gonna be able to clean up the red demo here. Soapy's all the way back with the Beggars. Does get caught out. So blue team is going to take this point for free, practically.
Yep, made sure that their players spawned in time, didn't get delayed, and so red team's showing face, but they have to wait for Kobe to go ahead and arrive, and Soapy's dead as well, but bomb, or at least spam, able to take down Bot Mode, so gonna be down a couple people still, so it might be rough to really dry this. They do have an ad to work with if this fight goes on long enough, 30% ad, but Marmlu. Oh, he's taking a lot of damage.
Oh!
Needs an arrow. Bomb in
That
from
is
shoulders.
getting
Taking
here.
space.
Dingle's dead here.
Yeah, collapse from the side of Howard and friends to make sure that he does indeed fall for the red team. Just trying to get anything else that they can see. Those scouts are on the same area of the map, but Kobe kills 2? Hello? Don't challenge him. Gotta remember, he's played demo before. He's not pushover, but the time in favor of the red team, despite all things that happened in the blue team's favor. Got the ad to work with him. Finally get the cap underway, and Kobe showing face a little bit too aggressively, so gonna stagger the demo depths, and Brandsam just in.
RTD does come through, and the invincible
chatting
scout
up.
is just
Kill him.
chasing all the way. Dingle does go down here. The invisibility's still going. He's just walking through lobby, and he's just in Red's walls practically.
I don't think they had any explosive to know exactly where he was.
Branson finally does go down, but
Well, that's going to do a lot of damage for the side of the red team. Good use of the roll, and they're starting to forward hold now. They're bringing down the clock a bit. Soapy's made his way through, able to get a little bit of damage, but gonna give up his life. But it's enough for the blue team to back up out of the forward hole, so the red team has some room to go ahead and continue this try. Player down, but still getting a little bit of cap time and to convert this in their favor. But they do have to make sure that they get one shot really with the amount of time that's left. Realistically, they're able to kill Howard despite being a down person.
the cap is swing here. 3 seconds left. They have to stand on this.
Oh, the Ash flank. Lol guy immediately died. Someone pays to make sure he's sent to the grave, and the blue team will get this cap, but at what cost? They've lost Exile as well. Overtime now in favor of the red team as they've been to cap this, and blue team has to go and run on it and stand on it. They have to block this cap.
They're
Immediately
recommitting here. It looks like this
into the
might be
grinder.
in their favor. Oh,
Uber
the
comes
does
out.
come out, and their red team is going to be able to secure that.
That's going to seal the deal. 1-0 in favor of the red team. Very clutch. There's a lot of medic deaths this game. Out of all the things that we've happened, there's a lot of just insta-killing both the teams.
Yeah.
Slightly more on the Loga, but plenty on the Dingo as well. We'll see if we'll have another mid here where both medics don't get to really arrive. Good luck so far. They're here, so looking like a normal mid for now. Is nothing really kicking off, but Soderbank tenfold immediately. Dingo practically out of the server. Soapy not finding anything as well. It's just both red scouts, the last sole survivors. Bombo trying to go for a flank will be unsuccessful. Caps trying to get anything, finds Exile, but will not be able to collect the kill there. Just damage to his name, but not enough to secure anything. So blue team losing no one, collecting that mid, and now it's pretty cookie cutter. No rolls or donations or anything like that. So setting up for a forward hold with pretty decent ad to work with.
Yeah, so they'll be quite comfortable here on concrete. The soldier does break through it, but it's going to get picked off here likely. They're just collapsing onto... Yeah, there goes Sophia, and it looks like Blue will be comfortable again, especially with their ad here, so... Looks like despite one of the players down there, still going to go decently aggressively here.
Howard's really aggressively. Get bot mode. I guess they kind of figure they need something to slow the game down. They're waiting for a soul to roll out, buy in time for him, but the Uber will come in up the ramp, trying to work right over to Dingo, just into the spawn, but Branson not able to really find him, so gonna have to back up and just content with the space. But
yeah, and Red will practically have full Uber out here, so they're quite comfortable coming out finally from spawn.
They almost have the Uber ready to go. They are able to get the cap underway, and with Logai dead from caps rolling forward, blue team trying to salvage, able to get the force.
The force does come out.
A little bit disconnected, but are able to secure the kill onto Logan, but this post a bit disjointed. There's some scouts to try to deal with, but overall, not going to be too much they can really do, as they are definitely seen by the red team. They're buying some time. They haven't got the cap quite yet, but overall, it'll go red team's favor after a bit scrappy, but overall successful Uber from their team. So holding down the fort. Overall, even Ubers at the end of the day. Blue team waiting for their players to go ahead and respawn. We got everyone ready to go now as they're beginning to poke around the point. Still be a bit weak, but the same could be said for the scouts from the blue team. Immediately sending it on to Dingo. They almost just 1-2'd him as he just backs up into the point, but cleaned up by Howard who pushes forward. But Logan taken out by the stickies of Kobe, so gonna be an overall scrappy fight near the tail end of things as Logan and Branson. Branson gonna immediately die, but Logan has crits right now, trying to set up some crit stickies. Might be able to get Soapy, and jumps away. A bit too afraid of that.
Ash is trying to get out here, does get caught out though by Caps.
And overall, it's technically successful from the red team so far. They're pretty aggressive though. Cap's gonna fall. Same could be said for bot mode as well.
They do have a
Pretty
soldier
weak.
flanking behind blue team. Soapy's looking to get in somewhere, but is going to get hurt. Looks like they have people chasing back for him, but
Ooh, he edge bugs out of there too, avoids the fall damage, but yeah, but no scouts available. It's gonna be really hard for the red team to hold that long term.
Marma was
But
in and does not get anything, but it was enough of a distraction for red team to kind of resettle here. They are gonna lose Soapy as well, so no soldiers on the red team. And it looks like blue team will keep the point here despite all the cap time.
well, they might be sandwiched here. Dingo caught in no man's land. The red team trying to help salvage him, but he's alone inside the house. Exile trying to go for the will be unsuccessful. The rest of the team's with him, and I'm kind of surprised he looked at that. The Uber is available for the blue team if they want to run for it. Able to get the pipe onto Caps, and the Uber comes out, find him in the corner, into the house, and crits for almost the entire blue team, making sure that they clean house of the rest of the red team members that are remaining. It is just bot mode and Soapy on either end of the map. Overall, crit 1v1. Bot mode will lose that, but Soapy's able to get the kill onto Apps, so good job by him. No, he's on stock. I thought he was still running beggars, but it's being a bit of a nuisance. The team owning the point still, and got a lot of time in their favor, so Soapy's got to do what he can to make sure his team has some room to go forward, but we'll get cleaned up. Hard to make sure enough damage is done. Logan almost dying as he tries to back out of this forward hold he was a bit alone doing, but at the end of the day, Uber not really going to come into the equation. This is the red team trying to show face to make sure they can equalize the time.
Caught out by Marmaloo, so they're going to be down a soldier here on the blue team defending.
Oh, and Caps gets smited, immediately just dead. Bomb comes in from the blue team, able to take down Kobe. Pushing forward to tap, make sure they can't get on the cap. There is some overtime.
Here. They are on the point here. They collapse. This perfect collapse onto Logan, and he's dead despite all the heals that he was getting.
I think they were inside each other's models a bit too much on that initiation, so the blue team just kind of ends up crumbling, and they got overtime, so they got, you know, the time in their favor, but overall red just clawing back just a tad to make sure they can hold on for a little bit longer. Uber comes out though, trying to collect some frags, got 2 for now, and want more. Kobe, really weak, will eventually collect that frag, and they want to make sure that Dingo's dead in the grave, able to collect that frag as well. Bot mode, last sole survivor near the tail end of the sewer. Spare Soapy, who would surely die on top of the point in front of 4 players, and blue team will even up the score 1-1. Pretty much dead even game right now. Still a lot of smite deaths, I'm noticing. A lot of money going towards that.
A bit of help with the crits as well for blue team. They were able to clean up a lot of people during that Uber, so did help them get a bit of a foothold back into the game. So we'll have to see how further donations influence possibly this mid fighter further.
I think last mid we saw was a pretty cookie-cutter mid. No real donations came in to kind of mess things up. And so far, it's seeming to be the case. 1-for-1 trade for both the teams. As the house control is pretty much in favor of the blue team as they push forward and able to pipe down Logan. Good job from Kobe, and that's going to pretty much seal the deal from the side of the blue team. Might see a soul bomb to try to salvage at least a tad and make some room to see if they can collect anyone overextending. But, you know, not having a demo there is going to be pretty rough, and red team going to make sure this cap is collected as theirs. Low guy playing back, make sure he can maintain this Uber if they're able to get it off. Of course, someone smites him to death, but Howard will fall, so going to be down a scout, but they're starting to push forward a bit. Branson looking like he wants to call the Uber, will call it, immediately going forward to Kobe, able to make sure they get that frag, and maybe on a Marmaloo too. No, eventually saved from the side of Dingo to make sure there's not 2 dropped in, it's only just 1. Post going over towards the point, and
they're still looking to, red team's still looking to fight this despite being a demo down.
Oh,
Soapy does clean down the
deleted out of the sky.
Looks like blue team is going to be really comfortable here, just re-pushing onto the point and capping this. They're looking to get any cleanup here, and they will get a cap.
And overall, lost 2, but at the end of the day, the Uber exchange works out in blue team's favor and makes sure they're able to get this cap. Don't have the resources to forward hold per se, pretty much even as well, but the fact that they got Kobe a little bit near the tail end things, or maybe by a tad bit of time, Howard can stand on top of the point. It might be hard to kind of spam him off for a moment. But red team, they're starting to show face a bit, and actually, Logan just falls right in. Collapse on a Logan, immediately dead, and Loga eats a rocket as well, so he's not too healthy. He has to back for a pack, and that's enough room to make sure that pretty effortlessly red team just takes back this cap.
They're about 30 seconds advantage.
Oh, they're trying to use like 10 ad. Oh, not quite fast enough.
Yeah.
Overall exchange, Ash gonna fall. Soapy behind, able to clean up Exile as well.
Much worse now.
Yeah, no soldiers to their name, the blue team, and they have to deal with Soapy behind as well, so overall not going to work out in their favor. Pretty ambitious to go for like the 10, but Soapy going in. 2 rockets from the wall guy.
But a lot of damage does catch both Ransom and Howard. Bot mode does go down to Logan though. The red team is extremely comfortable in blue team's lobby. It looks like they're just trying to get any cleanup here.
Yeah, I don't think they expected to fight too much resistance inside the hallway, and that's going to make it difficult for the blue team to push out, but oh, Kobe He's able to get Brain Slam, but does die, so pretty bad for the red team defense near the tail end of things here with Marmalou. He did a high bomb, but was not seen at all. He's just gonna find Logai. Logai takes it back, but it's not enough to survive through it, and Marmalou with a huge play to make sure the medics is pretty much eliminated as a blue team. Just trying to scrap the way through things. So taking over the right-hand side of the house with Logan. Getting Force and Nature down as they're getting some damage from Dingo, eating the pack, and it's gonna be A-OK. The scouts clean house from the side of the red team to make sure this Cap and Dingo are A-OK.
Red team is gonna practically have Uber here with blue team at around 20%. So they're gonna have their respawners here on blue, and it looks like they're trying to push out of their
ambitious.
lobby area.
They're behind them in spawn. They're trying to look around.
Oh my gosh, the Uber
Double
comes
scout
out.
Uber.
They're chasing through.
They're just running around in circles. Unable to find Logai, able to get one on an Exile. Post Uber in a very awkward position. This is not where you really want to end things, but is Dingo gonna get out? Oh, the last spam rocket mash able to clean that up. That could have been amazing, but the timing is a tad off. But I mean, they got the time in their favor, I suppose. Oh, Marmalou with the salvage, and he gets another. Howard is deleted as well. Huge plays from Marmalou there. I mean, that first play of the Uber, it didn't really work out, but Marmalou made sure that their team's gonna be all right at the end of the day. And Cap going away, the blue team. Gonna have to let some people respawn from the red team, so the blue team has some breathing room to go ahead and set up. Can't forward, but can get on top of the point, but got Kobe and Marmalou rolling out.
Poking their noses into mid again. Bomb
And Soapy's just in already.
Exile does go down early. Oh, and they lose their medic here, so this is gonna slow down Red a lot. It looks like they're trying to just get cap time here and possibly just commit for whatever they can.
Yeah, if they get overtime for this, that could be really, really strong. Just single cap and it's all said and done. Hard to stop this with no soldiers, but Logai popped into the air, double soldier bomb, selling out. It's working out in their favor. The red team turn the scrappy fight. Not only get the cap, but they make sure that Logai falls as well. This is not very good for the side of the blue team. They're gonna have their work cut out for them with the amount of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they're gonna be in quite the uncomfortable position. Ubers are practically even though, so there is a chance that they can get resettled here on mid before push comes out. But it looks like Red is starting to make their way through lobby. They're looking to swing far right here.
Yep, just need to get the one cap. Just push them back far enough to be able to convert things, and then you get the round. But you know, that's going to mean the blue team has to play pretty aggressively. They're going to lose Exile overall trade. Marmalou falling as well. The bomb immediately comes in from the other right team to make some room. They're stacking the cap. Times 4. Ash trying to block it a tad, but they've already lost so much to the blue team. Just crumbling to pieces, and red team gets that cap. 2-1 in their favor. A bit of an awkward situation for the blue team. Had to play pretty aggressively there to make sure they don't get blasted back, but it started pretty poor, and I think they kind of didn't. I think they were unspotted, that bomb, Soapy, from the side of the house, so kind of sent things spiraling. But new round, new you, so on to another mid for both these teams.
Yeah, these games have been quite even as of recently, so this could be anyone's game. Early bomb onto Dingo, who's gonna die here.
Yep, the no medic immediately sends the red team into a frenzy, trying to collect any frags that are available. Might find Howard a bit alone, gonna be able to get that frag, and Exile actually... Exile's on medic, and gets the frag. I think he swapped with Logai, but at the end of the day, you know, able to keep your medic alive inside of the blue team. Good job, they had to back up to spawn, and the red team still hasn't gotten the cap at all. They were trying to go for any scrappy frags, and they're trying to cap a little bit now, but surely the blue team has enough resources to stop it.
Yeah, they are gonna be quite... They're gonna be down a couple players because of those late deaths, so this is gonna be quite easy for blue team to recommit into mid here. Red team is trying to stall this with their soldier on point, but being so weak, he has to back out here. So blue team is going to get this cap through.
Yep, buys a bit of time for some of the respawners, able to really fully block it, but you know, they're all around a corner, not exactly buff, but immediately Zach comes in away, sent to the skybox, and Exile will be forced to pop, see if they get any other frags, able to get a couple people low, but not quite enough to secure a kill. And at the end of the day, I mean, at least you got your main objective. You got the force. No, they're extra little tidbits, but that just means the blue team, they're able to set up a forward hold after this, and they're actually pretty deep inside lobby. See if they can get maybe caps. Overstaying is welcome. No, gotta be able to dodge those rockets, and just a normal forward hold for the side of the blue team.
Red team is gonna have some ad here. They're gonna have around like 30% ad, so this might be good for them if they can start working their way through. They're pressuring through right side, and it looks like blue team is gonna start backing out here.
Got some room to work with, able to get themselves towards the point.
They could go in with this, but looks like blue team is...
Oh, they're going for the force play. On to Dingo. Popped him into a corner.
9 health. Barely lives there.
sent back into a corner, and it's a good play from the side of the blue team. It's really rough to fight that draw because Exile has played so passive and can't really heal a lot of people. So just going for the sack play, making sure that you can leapfrog things and gonna get your Uber up. But because they got no other frags, it's a little bit of deja vu. Means after the sack play, gotta see a forward hole, and we'll see what the red team is capable of and see if they're able to get this force a bit early. They're trying to get through the stickies to the side of Kobe, but it's gonna be a bit slow, but they're trying to work their way through. Got Ash bombing in, taking some damage, but the pack's there from, and it seems like they've made their way through.
Exile does get through. They're looking to take this through house. They're bringing their Uber all the way around.
Oh, they're gonna catch Dingo.
They don't even have to use here.
I think the flank play that Soapy did. Oh,
Exile doesn't see the traps on the floor down the stairs. No one clears it for him, nor does he see them. He just walks directly across, and a free drop for Kobe.
I did not see that coming at all. It was a pretty good play from the side of the blue team, or the side of the red team out at the beginning. I mean, they kind of had a flank play that worked out when they were doing the forward, but at the tail end of things, it's not really going to be enough to make sure that they are able to hold on to the point. As drop's gonna, it's gonna help things, it's gonna even things out, so it's not that big of a deficit when it comes to Uber. Pretty much even, realistically, but going for a spam war, trying to make sure that the cap stays in your favor, and red team will make sure it's converted, so the cap's going down. But Bransam on the point gets blindsided by Kobe coming out of the side of the house, making sure that kill is collected. So overall, 2-player ad. Exile is cleaned up by Bobo flanking all the way through as well.
Logan is just dispensing pure damage onto it. It looks like blue team is going to be able to capitalize, but
trying to salvage on a Dingo. No dice.
Yeah.
Got a lot of kills though.
Still on mid alone here, so he might get caught out. Oh, it does look like his team is readjusting here. Ash is in. Does not get the medic, but
Dingo really weak.
Ooh,
bit sketchy.
Extremely weak, but does live. Both medics are decently weak here. Exile does grab a pack. Red team does have ad though, so it's something to look at here, especially since they don't have the plant.
Yeah, I think the red flank kind of expected Dingo to die, so they just kind of sent it to see if they can get Exile, but at the end of the day, it's not going to really work out. At least Dingo did indeed live, so they have the Uber to work with, and it is ad. It's a bit dwindling, but they're inside the house, ready to push and need a blind pipe. And Exile has God mode now, so it's no point in sacking onto him. Got to go for some other play. They're just blobbing around him while he has this God mode for a couple seconds here. Not really. It's kind of really hard to find someone. God mode ends, so now you're free to go ahead and go for it, but I think everyone's already out pretty much. Then goes up, trying to get some more space, trying to push through. Still have to try to get the force out of Exile. Marmaloo bombs in, a little bit of damage. The force does happen. No extra frags though, so once again gonna have to deal with the forward hold. Actually no, bot mode was behind, able to get Howard and Sobi behind as well. So I feel like Sobi's just constantly behind. It's a big thorn in the blue team side. Trying to deal with him. They've backed up a lot, and Sophie's still alive at least for now. Tons of room for the red team to go ahead and get on the point.
He's still alive, and with all these players backing up, the red demo is just walking across for free, and they get this cap for free as well.
And double bomb coming in. Not gonna really get any frags though. Some damage. Rumble has to go back for a pack, but at the end of the day, I mean, trying to recap this with no soldiers is gonna be a tad hard. 1v1 of the scouts in between. Oh, Howard, two-shot bomb mode. Don't ever. He's still in the thick of it. Oh, he almost gets Marmaloo, except Marmaloo got arrowed twice, so gonna live through that, but just a distraction. Branson and big cap. The Exile does get the cap.
The Uber does come out from red team, so blue technically does have ad here now. Oh, Med does die here.
Oh, but Dingo does indeed fall. Only 2 left alive, and it's overtime for the blue team. You know, they got to get this clock down, or the red team. They have a couple moments. Oh, Marmaloo, she could not go anywhere. Holy, just stalled.
Logan just locking down that blue. Logan doing a lot of work in this specific round.
I know we got a tied game.
2-2.
Are we playing to 3 or to 4, Dolphin? Do you know? I think we're playing to 3, so this is this could be all she wrote last round for both these teams. Nothing happening yet. Everyone just arriving, taking control of the houses. As Logai and Ash immediately bomb in.
Instant bomb into the medic.
They want to eliminate Dingo. They're able to find their man. Exile 1 HP.
Exile 1 HP does go down eventually.
Seems like the red team had the same idea. Just Logan left alive,
and the full wipe comes out from onto blue team.
And it seems like the flank from the side of the red just a little bit stronger to make sure they get more after they get the medic frag. I think the blue team, they went in, they got the medic, but then they immediately melted. But I think the red team got to do a little bit more afterwards, so that's gonna be the tipping point for them, able to get this cap. And at least for the blue team, things have equalized a bit in terms of both medics dying, so it's a honest dry fight here as they try to get cap time. Bransom a bit aggressive, blasted back by the Force Nature. Tad is spam reigns through for both these teams, but no one really initiating it. Just going for a spam war. As I say, that low guy is behind, causing a bit of a threat.
Does
but...
go down though.
Oh, yeah, immediately clean.
Blue team is getting a lot of cap time here. They do get the point, and we're still technically even.
Oh, the flank from
Slight
Marmaloo though.
out on red.
Just coming firing from all cylinders. They've lost a lot though in this flank. They've only really gotten Logan. They got Exile weak, but Dingo's in no man's land. Power pops up. Surely Dingo will die here. He gets flanked.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, trying to salvage anyway.
So we'll stay alive here with full Uber ad. And
Hey,
with
Kobe might die as
most
well.
of red team down, this does look quite free of the cap for blue team, but it looks like they're delaying for their soldier first.
Yep, want to go ahead and get Ash up. It might be a bit hard. Howard and Ash are not quite there, ready to hold the doors, and already have both the soldiers from the side of the red team poking their way through. So it's sack territory now as XL has his Uber ready to go, and we'll see how they begin to work with this. XL just holding in a pretty normal spot. It's kind of at the stairway, and red team hasn't started quite yet. They're starting to poke around a bit, but they're running
Uber
forward,
does
blue
come
team.
out.
Logan bombing forward, but is unable to get the flash as they get stripped to melee as a team right as the Uber happens. So it's just a complete wash. Ashes can't do anything on getting initiated, and Howard just trying to go for a melee frag on an unsuspecting person, but no dice there. Low guy, last person left alive. They're trying to melee him. Will he get a frag on his way out? Nothing there.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, Logan responds, get the taunting Soapy, and will actually live through it. So really unfortunate timing for the blue team. They're on the Uber.
Yeah, blue team was gonna take that Uber ad in, but specifically just washed down to melee only. It just gets completely cancelled. So they're trying to re-push here. They're getting some cap time down, but it looks like
Oh, the Uber comes out.
The Uber does come out.
Ash was flanking to see if he could get that force, but it wasn't even needed. But no one's leaving with Exile. He doesn't. Well, very sketchy for Exile. Didn't leave with scout speed or anything like that alone, but he just eventually has Ash to come with him and protect him. But the rest of the team isn't so lucky there. But we do have.
Get the cap here.
We do have the fated seventh player coming in and the tank blocking the sideline, so Exile can't follow the rest of his team running in as the tank is just gonna exist there for a moment. But
It's just gonna look interesting.
oh, Exile is gonna get cleaned up.
Exile does get cleaned up. The tank is still just kind of
It's
being
chilling.
menaced here with the noise. So
And overall, red team able to get this cap off the
It
picks
looks
they've
like
gotten, but blue team trying to send it. Oh, Dingo.
Hit the tank.
Oh, Dingo didn't see that bomb at all. It got dropped to 11 HP, but will
Sophie
survive.
is currently playing MVM by shooting the tank.
Does have HP. It drops some money.
They collect the money. Okay, this goes to the land funds. Good, good.
If that's the money that was used to spawn it in the first place.
Yeah.
Branson has worked his way into a corner, so when they try to go for this force onto the red team, they already have someone who's pretty deep and able to get really far in. So really good job of getting early. Find Marmaloo. Oh, he sees Marmaloo actually bombing in a bit early.
Sophie was behind. He's still.
Oh, he
being
gets the force.
menaced. Oh.
Solo in the forest. They're trying to run forward, see if they get anything more than just Brand Slam, but everything's so far away. So overall, just giving up the one, and that's actually a really good play. Ash is behind, gonna be a thorn in their side. Is eventually gonna die, but oh, the team crits from the red team.
Crits.
Yeah, this is gonna be really hard for the blue team to dry.
Oh,
Exile
no.
dies the crit pistol. Yeah, that's gotta be all she wrote there.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to clean up everyone here and comfortably so.
Really, really good timing there. So far, these donations have came in at like the perfect times.
Yeah. Especially even though there's like the around 10-second delay, it's still tends to be swaying the game.
Yep.
So
But overall, another really close game on Bagel this time, so I'm happy to see that and happy to see the donations still rolling in. Gonna have to check the stretch goal and see what's up with that. I might have to play a Halloween map or something as the next map, but you know, we'll see what happens what goes underway. The next match I think that we're gonna be watching is the upper bracket, so it should be Team Kev, which won the previous match, versus Team Caps, which won this match, and we'll see who gets to go to the grands. I think lowers are being played at the same time. We'll get confirmation on that as things transgress, but I don't know. What was your thoughts on that match after everything's said and done? Any highlights?
Obviously the big highlight for me was likely the melee during the Uber. Like that was an Uber ad that they were looking to take in, and just being completely watered down to just melee only completely killed their momentum, obviously. And there's such times as, like, for example, giving Exile practically just God mode during a Uber ad push, so he wouldn't die. That would practically saved his butt as well. So it's kind of interesting just seeing complete like standard like ad pushes just being demolished just because of a singular donation. So
I think the funniest thing for me was the time that Brand Slam got the God mode role and wasn't prepared for it at all. So immediately just had to go from where he was and W into their spawn to see if he could get anything at all.
yeah, and then he just cleans up like 2 or 3 people there, and just gets the medic, kills like a scout, and then regroups with the rest of his team in their lobby. That was practically just a complete like frag movie moment for him, so he was likely quite comfortable there.
All right, well, the next map that we'll be going to between the upper bracket teams is going to be Sunshine, so going to definitely see... Oh, Sinshine, that's right. We did reach the stretch goal to play a Halloween map as the next map that is going to be played, and it is Sunshine, which, I mean, it's pretty fitting. It's basically Sunshine, but Halloween version. I think there's an extra door to get into last. There's the full pack in pit that's underneath mid. So familiar to the players, but some added twists here and there. Plus, as always, the pumpkin bombs to be aware of, and the soldiers can abuse for super high bombs. So it should be a treat to watch. But as we get the teams filed in and out of the appropriate servers and everything, it's probably important to go ahead and take another break here, make sure everything's situated, and give no one AFK from the previous team and things like that. So let's take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back pretty soon. Welcome back after that intermission. We do have the next game ready to go. Not quite as quick as the previous time, as there's not an instant ready up, but we are in Sunshine between Team Kev and Team Caps, and playing a Halloween map. We hit the stretch goal, so it's gonna be Sunshine, but just a little Halloween themed. So gonna be pretty interesting to see how the teams adapt around a lot of the shenanigans that are existing with the map, as well as the roles and donations and stuff that happen throughout the match.
Yeah, a couple of extra additions. Like we were talking about, the pit, a couple pumpkins perhaps, and I guess we'll have to see what else gets added on through donations.
Yeah, the pits are always gonna be pretty funny. The health pack under mid is gonna be pretty interesting to see if anyone tries to really play for it. Got the pumpkins, like we said before. I think the lobby infrastructure is like different. Like it's a little bit tighter, and then the sniper sight line between Shutter and Last is still there. So some slight alterations.
And looking at the just the players playing like the lobby right now, it seems like when someone dies, they do drop the small crit pack. So
Oh, the crit pumpkins?
yeah.
Oh
So we'll
no.
have to see how that plays into.
Well, that's gonna be spooky. It's gonna snowball real hard. Potentially. Because you can get the kill, but if the kill is around their own teammates, they could just get the pack and frag you back, so.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful about who you kill and where. Kill a medic, immediately the teammate grabs the pack, bombs in, or a demo grabs the pack and just sticky snipes your medic on accident. I'm ready to see plays like that. That's gonna be the highlight for me if that can happen. And I mean, it's Sunshine rather. It's pretty big. There's a lot of room to be able to see where things are to do plays like that, so. Do have everyone in the server. Any initial thoughts after seeing both these teams duke it out versus the other two teams in the tournament on who you think has a bit of an edge and who's going to come out on top?
I think specifically on 5CP, I seeing how just it played out before, I think maybe Witness Gaming, or well, Ash's team would take the advantage here. But obviously, again, it could be completely different, especially now that there's like added crits and explosives that aren't even accounted for in the donations. It could be a completely different game with all those like small, I guess, influences.
Yeah, I think as we say before, it's a bit difficult to predict with all the variables of the donations and stuff like that, but I think I'll probably give like a slight edge to G6, because it is basically G6. It's 4 out of 6 of their players, so I'll go to the red team, to Team Cap. He picked. I think he picked the most of his own team out of any of the teams. At least I think. So a bit of an edge there, but anything's possible really. So we'll see how things go. The mid's gonna be pretty important. If you're not able to land the mid properly and get yourself in the swing of things, and you're gonna be on the back foot starting on either your 2 or your own last at the beginning of every round. So we'll see how things transpire.
The games were pretty even, so honestly, again, yeah, it could be anyone's game here. So I'm definitely very excited to see, maybe a Soldier Bomb coming in, gets 1 pick, and suddenly now he has a crit from that body, and now he gets 3 extra kills or something like that. So I'm quite excited to see, I guess, how the crit pumpkins come into play.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most, because that's the thing it's going to happen. Like, when it comes to donations and all those types of wacky variables, you never really know what's going to come through, but we know the pumpkins are going to spawn. There's no way that it's not going to happen where someone just picks it up and tries to roll with it. But I think there are no spells on this map. There's a couple maps that have spells and a couple maps that do not. There are not on this map, so it's just yeah, that would be a bit too much. So we'll settle for the crit pumpkins and then the actual explosive pumpkins. I think that's my second place. I want to see an explosive pumpkin bomb from Valley. There's one that's perfectly placed, literally. right on the other side of the half wall and valley that I want to see someone use to launch themselves in the mid at max speed.
I guess with the pits, this kind of just reminds me of like, you know, like the steel casts of just like how many people are going to be lost to random, I guess, just falling. And it is interesting. You can use the pumpkins to, like, I guess, accelerate your jump. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how people might actually just use the pumpkins on the map to, you know, launch themselves into the air for possible, you know, unseen high bomb or something.
Yeah, the only thing that's going to be hard is because you don't want them to shoot it before you. So there might be
Yeah.
a lot of people like just shooting them so that they can't be used against them. Because that's going to be a big thing. Like, you could be totally fine and dandy, and then some player comes in and gets like a 3K because everyone's too close to a pumpkin. So I think there's going to be a decent amount of players that just like, once you know where the pumpkin bombs are and remember, you'll just pre-fire around the corners to make sure that they're exploded so that you...
preemptively.
Yeah. I think that's pretty... Maybe not every player. I feel like that's pretty ingrained in like most players that even play like the Halloween maps. They just don't want to get exploded on, so they explode them first. But we are going live between Team Kev and Team Caps here on Sunshine, and it's anyone's game. Who knows what's gonna happen?
They are rolling out a heavy to mid on blue team, so this is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be quite slow, running shotgun as a secondary as well. So
It's the strat. You let one of your own teammates die over time, and then you give the heavy the crits. Please tell me that's the strat.
No.
Like if it goes bad, then it's whatever. But they are able to make sure that Soapy is dead.
Family business, Soapy?
Yeah. All right. Well, overall soldier trade. The heavy is in play right now. And blue team just playing outside their own valley.
King heavy, so we'll have to see how this.
Oh, they played crits. They slowed down the game up to get the crits and able to make sure that so many people are eliminated before things are even able to transpire. Kev is gonna fall, but this heavy is gonna be really rough to try to deal with. You're not gonna be able to run forward and collect any of these kills unless you find a way to separate them. They found Trip a little bit alone. Oh, the pit. Oh no, Botmo unable to get that frag, and it's just Caps. Soapy's rolling out. Oh, actually, Soapy's here. He tried to market garden the heavy. No dice there, but Cap's able to make sure that Trip's eliminated. He has the
does
crits.
pick up the crits.
It's gonna end, so he is kind of still around, buying time for his team.
Mid. This is kind of just a second mid upcoming.
I mean, it's
Both
hard
medics are arriving here at the same time. It's a second mid.
Yeah, Artist falling though. No deal, man. You do have the heavy, but the crit. Caps make sure he picks up that pumpkin. Trying to pistol down Jay.
The medic.
Dingo falling as well.
Kev does go down in the end, unfortunately.
How's Jay still alive? He has the crits for himself.
Still on heavy.
Yeah, he's 0 deaths for now, but Botmo trying to turn into one and will collect that frag. 1v1 between the scouts.
Unfortunately. He is running, I believe, the Force of Nature, so I think he's trying to get a pit kill, if anything, so...
Yeah, the health pack under there is pretty enticing. A lot of people have already gone for it, as Trip gets it again, and it's a little bit of an aspect to the mid that might make it a bit hard for you to really... I mean, I think that's why you're able to stay in so much, is even the scrappy, like, weak people are finding a way to get the pack and at least stay in and have a presence, but Sai gonna die, trying to go for the pack, no dice there as it respawns, and Marmalade making sure the soldiers are blasted away, and blue team, I think they're finally losing a grip over this, and red team able to make sure that the mid is captured as their own. One final jump in, Kev really weak.
Ooh! Soapy is gonna be behind. Jay's
Gets
still
Artist though.
heavy. Couple crits coming through. Jay's still alive here. Does get a pit. No one can stop his heavy, and the crits do get popped, it seems.
Oh, that was a pumpkin.
Oh, that was a pumpkin.
Yeah, but he is on crits now. Dingo did just get his crits. Yeah, and they're trying to use this ad. They know they have it, so immediately going into Cafe. Oh, and this could be really bad. Scion direct hit. First aid comes out.
Does catch Kev here.
Damage on to Kobe. Ate a crit rocket from one of the pumpkins, but no medic for the side of the blue team. Gonna be a bit rough to hold on to this, but they have some sort of presence here, at least for now. Sai going over to the flank, try to fight Soapy. Not really gonna be able to find too much. Red team hasn't fully walked out yet, but they're starting to make a little bit of room and get some pressure on the point. Able to clean up Jay. Sai will surely follow as well.
On the direct hit does not collect anything there, but...
Marmalade Pyro. I'm trying to salvage buying some time, but not really finding too much there, and Immediately through lower, just walking straight through. They don't have Uber, this is pretty much dry. Only level 1, so it can't get spammed down, and it will. But the pumpkin frag, Kev arrow kills Caps, but Marmalu on the point. Air blast.
Another pyro
Buy some
coming
time.
in.
No pit kills yet. A little bit surprised on that, but Pumpkin's upside. Direct
Oh,
hit, slot mode. Trying to go for Kobe. Has the hit scan ready.
Also
Kobe's
has a
in deep
shotgun.
water
Oh,
here.
Holding
on it by a thread.
Spoon, but does not get it, but just, you know, reverts back to rocket launcher, gets the pick, and...
Oh, Caps. He picked up a Pumpkin on his way to Cap last, and it's just Kev there.
And gets the cap.
Just
Caps
barely. These
seals this round for them.
These Pumpkins are definitely speeding up the game in a lot of ways you wouldn't expect. The players will adjust soon enough, but overall, at the end of the day, it's a 1-0 in favor of G6 as we begin another mid and teams are rolling out. No funny business yet, but who knows what will transpire as the mid actually goes underway. Ooh, high bomb from Sobi right off the bat. He just sends a rocket over to one of the soldiers to do a high bomb himself, as do have High five is behind. Oh yeah, immediately eliminated. Overall trade though, one soldier dead for both the team. Fighting over the Tetris. A lot of space for the side of the blue team. Sophie's behind though.
Site is going to be really low here though, and same with Artist. Blue team is extremely hurt here. Their health is terrible for this fight.
Yeah, they had some positioning, but immediately lost it from the Sophie flank, and he's still behind. He's just making the world his oyster, and is still collecting the packs and being a thorn on their side. Is just going to their spawn. Might try to spawn camp J or something, but blue team's still holding on strong to the point.
the
So the
crits
crits comes out. First sticky miss. Kobe trying to go for a second. Gets tripped. That is something. Sai will be able to clean up.
The scout behind it is on. Gets the force here.
Oh, Artist is full sending it.
Does not get anything. The crit sticks.
Yeah, set up some crit stickies there and gonna be able to make sure the Artist is unable to really find a way out. And with no demo, it should be enough room for the blue or the red team, sorry, to go ahead and walk the way in. They're pretty weak though. Don't respond to the name. And Kev, another arrow kill this on the Caps. This time no pumpkin involved. The air blaster coming in from Marmalu is Soapy. He has God mode. He's not quite in yet. He's rolling out, but boy, is he gonna make sure that he's just full sending it. Don't wait for a buff. Just go.
Soapy is making his way through slowly but surely. His God mode does fade away, unfortunately, before he's able to get in properly. The crits
Fortunate
does
time with
come
the
out
crits
from
is
red.
locking things down. But oh, Dingo is gonna die.
High five Blood did get in there. Was able to collect the medic there. God mode on Soapy again.
And Caps, but they're both rolling out. Or I guess Soapy's not. He's kind of there, but will wear off. So unfortunate timings for the God mode, but this, you know, at least it's a threat. They don't know exactly where everyone is, but oh, Jay, he's super tiny. He's on the platform chasing. It's gonna good luck hitting with that hitbox. You have Marmalu on Pyro, but
oh my god, he's in. You just and the enemy does get collected by Sophie, but with a handful of kills in his name.
Blue team pushing forward on the mid. Blue team doesn't have too much positioning here, and Kev does have his Uber ready to go if he wants to use it. It's a free mid for the most part, and probably just leave one and keep going. They don't have Jay, so I guess it's hard to really leave Trip and keep going. But Cap done, onward onto the choke, and they might just full send it here. Yep, there goes Artist. Bombing in, maybe finding Kobe, up in the skybox. Will he hit the air shot? Oh, he killed Mines. He does not want to be in the frag video on Sunshine. They're gonna get Marmalu as well, so overall 2, but oh, Artist dying. Drops a little pumpkin pack, but no one sees it quite yet. The Cap's gonna fall inside the lobby area.
A lot of damage just sitting in this lobby area. No one's able to stop him here.
Now they're just rolling straight through.
Pack of the red team is flying. They're gonna be
too many deaths in lobby.
Here and...
Oh, Trip!
No!
He jumps over the half fall straight into the pit. Didn't know that one was there, I suppose. Bit of a tiny roll and more difficult to spot.
Death to the pit.
But overall, an evened up game, 1-1, and we'll see how the next mids go. I think so far the mids have been pretty clean in terms of no shenanigans in terms of the rolls, but you do see some shenanigans on the rollout. To have red team on the crits with Spy, and Jay is once again on heavy for the blue team. It's a bit odd because they have the crits, they want to play this fast, but you know, they have the Spy. I mean, I guess they'll play slow until the crits comes into play. Oh, Marmalu's on the health pack. So when they try to collect the health pack, they just fall into the pit. It's going for the 100 and like 100 million IQ. The pub strat. I'm just looking at Marmalu. I want to see this happen.
He's doing the Michael strat on steel.
Yeah, someone go for the health pack. You gotta make him weak enough for them to want the health pack though. forgot the most important part of the plan. Someone needs the health pack.
The crits do come out. They do come out. I don't know if Marmalou realizes he might be standing close enough to the pack that he's just picking it up so they don't think the pack is respawning there.
It's no, I mean...
If he's disguised, then he's likely picking it up, so...
He picked it up once, but yeah, it's not gonna
Soon.
find too much luck there. Oh, Sai! Sai! There you go.
No!
The long con.
The control point is being captured.
Technically, Spy getting a kill and living
Still
to
alive,
fight another day as well. Yeah, bit of a bait, but at the end of the day, he got his man. And the Uber coming in from the side of the blue team, if they feel like they need it, they're able to get 2 actually. So entering the lobby is scot-free, and they're going through the new door that isn't really normal there. Oh, you're just immediately coming through. Not unable to find the medic. Hit Kobe. Marmalou gets another frag on a high five, the other soldier for the team, but getting on this cap. Yeah, unable to really do anything there, as already lost too many people inside the lobby. But I mean, Marmalou got his man, but at what cost? Round down and but hey, you can claw your way back.
It's definitely still winnable. There's still enough time for them to make the plays that they need to, especially since they're not running a spy to mid anymore. But it looks like they've switched it to sniper this time around though, and it's Soapy on sniper coming to mid, and Jay is still on that heavy. So
yeah, this could be pretty bad for the side of Jay if he's unable to really stand where he wants to. He gets body shot the first time, or at least maybe quick scope, but oh, the flank from bot mode and Marmalou though, able to eliminate Jay and enough distraction for the red team to start pushing forward a lot. So Kev trying to get out, but body shot by Soapy. Bombs come in from the explosive classes from the side of the blue team, trying to get on a Dingo. 1 pipe, but that's going to be all they really get, and it's just Sai left alive trying to clean up on the damage. But he has direct hit, getting some, but not enough to collect the frag to his name. And at the end of the day, if red team works out, Sniper did enough to blast the heavy back. They had the flank to loop around and kept Dingo alive.
They will have that crits ad for them, so seems like blue team is still just respawning here. So they aren't able to build until now. They're still on regular Uber charge, so they will still be at this big dis ad.
It's trying to work their way through. Oh, immediately on the side.
Forced to jump.
Artist push forward a bit. Gonna get eliminated. So far, only losing Soapy as they walk their way through, which, I mean, if you're gonna give up a person, I mean, you're gonna be fine with that. But overall, down 3 for the side of the blue team is starting to make some space here. The rest of the red team got the gun down. It's just Jay and Trip left alive, and they're on Sniper and Engineer.
Are able to secure this thing.
Yeah, I don't think they saw that crits coming whatsoever. They were very unprepared to really launch into the doorway to kind of stuff them. So overall, for the most part, pretty scot-free from the side of the red team. Kind of even things up 2-2 as we go on to our 5th mid.
It seems like blue is running a very standard mid. Red team is still running that sniper, so Sophie is still
better safe than sorry. You know, they could always run a heavy still, but different roll from the side of the red team. They rolled out Cafe, able to immediately get ours, giving a bot look for it though.
Here and dies to the pumpkin. Trip is able to collect that pumpkin kill on Sophie, so no sniper in the mid. Blue medic is extremely low here though, so
yeah, red team crumbling just a tad. Trying to get out. Soldier on top of them, buying some time for the rest of the team to show up, but Kobe able to take down high 5 and Sai fell to fell. I didn't even see what happened.
Yeah,
he fell into the pit. I see his ammo box down there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
He tried to jump to the health pack. There was no one blocking him, and he just missed, I think.
Yeah.
Happens. But that pit is pit 2, Sai 0 pretty much. But all that crits from Kobe.
Sai literally, Sai made it onto the platform and got the pack and then just walked off.
Oh, unfortunate. But
he forgot to jump.
Kev down. So some room for the red team. They've given up a lot of resources here, and they're starting to loop around behind Trip and Kev.
Pyro now, so
Times 4-on-2, just the back cap. Trying to loop their way back and try to block it, but are they going to be able to stop this? No.
Woo.
Kobe going huge though. Kills Jay, might give up his life. Oh, the arrow comes in clutch, just barely lives and gets another. Holy Dingo and Kobe combo.
Oh, there's soldiers in, high fives in. Does not get the pick, bro. Kobe is just collecting frags here, and Soapy gets a market onto Sai.
And so overall, a decent back half attempt from the side of the blue team, but Kobe going huge and kind of making sure that doesn't equate to a round win for the side of the blue team. Is Sophie gonna die? Jay able to make sure he gets the final last bit of damage onto him as they're trying to work their way through. The crits does come out, Dingo uses on, but they're not able to get through the choke. There's no bomb or anything. They're able to get trip, which is something, but they're still kind of locked out and unable to really get through. They can heal up now and try to push, as there is not really too much to stop from the side of the blue team. They haven't really bombed yet. They're starting to do it now. Pyro down.
Close enough that this might turn into crits out again, so they do have a second chance here possibly. Caps does go down. They're down a lot of players on red though, so this is extremely unfortunate for them.
Yeah, so we try to salvage, but not really gonna find too much there. And I mean, yeah, it's even, but they've given up so much in an attempt to dry it. There's no way to actually hold on to two. Kobe trying to get out of there. Oh, bomb from lower. Oh, the air blast. This is the last second. He's gonna get the gun. Is he gonna be able to get out though? Just barely. Tagged with the flare with the squirt shot, but A-okay. High five lives to fight another day. Is yeah, you're right. They technically do have the crits ad. They are on the back here on their own last. I don't know if they're gonna try to use it or not, but it looks like Kobe wants to into lobby. Doesn't look like they're fully prepared for it. Oh, it's on the Sophie. On the stairs.
You do get the force here.
Oh, they're just pushing the last.
In through the extra doorway.
Looping her all the way behind.
Oh my gosh, the surf from Kev saves him from just getting caught out here.
The gun will eventually die. Kobe gets a melee kill into Artist. Did not expect to see that, but overall, 2v3 is it's gonna be a bit hard from the side of the red team to really hold this. Bot mode gonna fall. Just Dingo left alive, and really good play from the side of the blue team to recognize that they had to start the push right then. I don't even think they had, per se, quite yet. Maybe they did, but just immediately pushing to the door, going to last where it's safe, can't die to the crits or anything like that, and salvage what could have been a really bad situation. So able to take the round, and you know, 8 minutes left, so there's plenty of time for either way for things to swing, but we do have some more shenanigans. Jay back on heavy. You have a Beggar's Bazooka coming out of bot mode, who's on Soldier now, so we'll see how things go.
Sophie is on Scout now instead, so looks like there's a couple class switches and a heavy returning to mid this time around.
They're trying to make some space, the blue team. Just biding their time a bit. Jay is kind of playing a bit back. I think he's biding his time, afraid of a potential sniper or something, but that's not really in play right now. Side will fall. Kev popped into the air and will eventually die to Caps. Is able to clean up that frag. Crits comes in. Dingo able to use to try to make sure these players are cleaned up. Artist trying to get a pumpkin frag with his last breath, able to take the pack and live a bit longer. More distraction. Dingo 9 HP will eventually survive after everything's said and done, but oh, the heavy. Careful, can't peek that too aggressively. Jay still on the field on the Tetris. Oh, he's going for it. He wants to fight bot mode.
He gets the kill.
Last breath. So at the end of the day, almost really bad for the red team, but able to scrape their way through and make sure they get this cap. And I mean, it's gonna be a pretty small ad. It's just because it's crits, but I think you'll take a mid win any day of the week, bare minimum. Don't know if we'll see a dry, or if we'll go ahead and we'll probably wait for the Uber. It is a crits ad to work with. Jay is on Pyro.
It might
Can't
even
afford
out
it.
here just in time, but
Jay and Marmlu on Pyro. Watch us see a dodgeball between, like a crit rocket coming through between both the Pyro. Probably not. It'll probably be like a it's gonna be onto Kobe.
This crits through the flank here.
Oh, it's unseen. Oh, now it's seen. They're bombing through, double bombing. Oh, Dingo eliminated completely.
No
They barely
crits
even
for
got.
them. And now the blue team does get Uber here, so
Oh, they want to take
they're
it
making
into
it
Valley.
comfortable. They're taking it into Valley here. They're getting stuffed by a pyro though.
Yeah, maybe get bot mode. No, bot mode's out of there. I think that's all they're really going to be able to get is Marmalade. I mean, it's a free Uber, technically. So, I mean, made sure you got at least something out of it. Could have maybe milked it a bit, but at the end of the day, I mean, with the pick they got, they're trying to dry into mid off the fact that Dingle's not quite there. He's catching up, but the Pyro's blasting the spam back, letting them have a quick entry. Trip's able to make sure that Sophie's taken out of the equation as bot mode does have the beggars. Have to be careful. Is cleaned up. Trip.
Does get, yeah.
Bit of a kill streak right now, making sure that his team has the threats kind of pushed back on and away. Marmlu back on Pyro again, but Caps is going to die, leaving Choke. So getting an exit frag there. Side of the blue team pushing forward, and they have a pretty good opportunity to maybe block 2 spawns. They do indeed block 2 spawns. So bit of a skeleton crew here for the red team. Immediately bombing in, Artist making space, damage on a Dingo, just killing him straight outright.
A crits.
Kobe got the pumpkin, but not
Yeah.
quite enough to get any
He's not
frag.
able to get any frags with it, unfortunately. There is a heavy coming out here. Does get immediately melted. Jay
A really
is still
quick
running
play.
this pyro, so it seems like he's quite comfortable here. They're looking to take this order in on him, it seems.
Yeah, trying to play this really fast. Oh, please. Oh, they try to get the pumpkin frag,
Oh,
but
they're just air blasting the other pyro off the point. They're able to just get that point for free, though. They don't even have to use their ad. And
so-
that round goes to blue team.
yep, so pretty good lead for the blue team. So this could be the very last round that we see, depending on how things go. Is my timer is frozen for some reason? Is my timer supposed to be frozen?
Mine is as well. I'm not too certain.
Oh well, that's
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins isn't, so it's a-okay. So 5 minutes left. You got to claw your way back from the side of the red team, but
Side does immediately die. at the
immediately
start.
dies. And Caps is milked and Girardi'd right now, so a bit rough. But he is on Pyro, so you can blast away some spam. But Kev, he
Dies
got
to Sophie.
got scorch shotted in place and then body shot by Sophie. They're trying to salvage Trip, trying to come in for the flank, and Ars bombing in as well as the rest of the soldiers, but not really
this
finding too
gonna go?
much.
Interns. Oh,
Oh, Jay Sneaky gets the sniper, gets spot mode. A
Jay
long con play.
playing King Heavy here, just waltzing through mid.
And
Able
Trip
to
gets-
salvage.
Gets Caps as well.
Might
Is he
get
gonna get Marmu as well? Holy heavy gameplay.
Oh, unfortunately gets ended by Kobe, but
It's a long con play. Kobe's about.
Oh,
Kobe unafraid. Just walks in by himself.
here's no man. Getting bombed now by the demo.
Alright, just playing things a bit fast, able to make sure that demo frag is secured. So overall, I mean, blue team, they salvaged really hard near the tail end of that to make sure this cap is on their own. And they do have Jay and Sai on, like, okay.
Jay's on
Sai,
Angie, it seems, and Sai's on Spy. Sophie's still on Sniper here, and they have Marmalade on Pyro, and Caps is on Angie. So quite a couple odd off classes going on here, but we'll have to see how they use these off classes to influence the game, I guess.
I guess they're prepping for the strict to melee deal. Oh, Soapy tried to go for the hero shot as a sack. He propelled himself with the pumpkin to go really, really deep, but unable to really find anything. But Sai revealing himself on Spy. Just, oh my god, just gets two pipe by the side of Kobe, don't ever. But really, Uber exchange coming up. Actually, Dingo doesn't really get, I guess he's still on crits, he doesn't really get anything off. Yeah, he was indeed on crits, so that's going to be a elimination from the side of the blue team there. There's only 3 are left alive, and a dispenser. You can't count out the dispenser, but they're working their way through. Bot mode standing on the point with a direct hit. And Kobe on the platform and getting cleaned up. Jay getting a 2K right there with his mini and getting a third. Holy engineer. I'm sorry I ever doubted.
Goblin Engineer, man.
Yeah,
Very
blue
suited
team,
for the Halloween map, so.
yeah, rolling through. And with the skeleton crew on last, probably not too much you can really do there for the red team. Caps going
They're
up
getting
in
a cap here, and
overall
it will go
5
in
to 2.
blue team's favor.
Yep, a little more dominant. Saw some shenanigans from the side of the Crypt Pumpkins, and Jay Heavy pulled out some plays, so definitely entertaining nonetheless, but definitely one of the more one-sided games we've had so far since. I mean, it wasn't even a one-sided game, it was just, you know, Kev team kind of displaying some dominance there.
And obviously, the crits and I think my highlight was definitely, and everyone's highlight was probably the Marmalade play with Spy in mid, but
True, that was a big one. Lost the round, but won our hearts.
exactly, yeah. It's
Pit
gonna be
claimed
a-
some kills too.
True.
The mid one was definitely the big culprit. I think the last, I think only Trip died in the last pit after the round was already over on accident.
Yeah.
That's
Attempting
about
to
it.
jump over. Did not
But-
realize there was a second pit in mids, or on last, I mean.
Yeah, you have the big one and there's the really tiny one that's kind of hidden
Yeah.
away, but that is going to be the Kev team going into the final, so we have to have the rest of the matches go underway. I'm unsure which one's going to be next. I don't know if Team Banyan versus Team Hash has already happened concurrently or not, so we'll get a heads up on that information in a bit. But either way, whether it's the winner of that versus Team Caps or if it's going to be that match, we'll hear it in a second, but we got to get everything squared away, make sure all the teams are ready to go and got everything wrapped up and ready to play the next game. So don't be gone for too long because we're going to take a quick break, make sure everything's all good, and we'll be right back. Welcome back after the intermission. I do have information about what is going to be transpiring over the next couple minutes here. Do have both the teams getting ready. It's going to be Team Caps versus Team Ash. I think loser round 1 was played at the same time as the semifinals, so it's a bit off stream. But overall, Team Banny eliminated and Team Ash moving forward. So getting some word on what the next map's going to be. I think they're figuring that out as we speak between the two teams, making sure they're all ready to go. They should be all here because they were all just playing, so probably not too long of a wait to get them in the server. But any particular maps that you're hoping that we land on for the semifinals or the losers round 2? Sorry, no semis. We just played semis.
I think I honestly want to see a process being played. gives like a lot of rain for like just less, possibly less stalematey than how Metalworks was at some points. But I feel like there's I don't know, Process is kind of one of those like basic sixes maps that you often see around. So I'd love to like just see it kind of be played with these different team meshes. So
It's a pretty good option. It's open enough, like just like Sunshine is in a way where you can kind of like see what's going on and get an idea of what you want to do. There's a part of me though that is kind of hoping to see Gully Wash, just because I think it'd be kind of interesting to see people explode at mid, because you can play that mid pretty fast, and if there's added bonuses of extra silliness happening, then you could really you could have a team pretty much. Well, they won't really get to have a mid, is a good way to put it. It'll be over before it even begins through the big door. So that's always kind of neat. But there is a thread of like what's it called? There's always the thread of like stalemates and stuff. The map has been changed to Harvest Event. Are we playing Harvest Event? The last time that Harvest in general was ever played in a competitive stance had to be like some Highlander season like 2 or 3 UGC type deal.
Yeah.
It was never, I don't think it was ever really played in sixes at all. Just like a stint in Highlander that was very quickly removed, but that's going to be quite interesting to see if this is the map that's being played. Virgil, are we playing Harvest Event, Virgil?
Yes.
Oh man.
The Ghost is active around here, so I guess I'm mostly interested in seeing how this Ghost will just completely change how mids will go.
Well, the Ghost is a little random in terms of where it spawns. So like there's the spawn in the hallway that'll be kind of like whatever. There's the health pack that might be a thorn in someone's side. The big one is going to be the point. Because if you're trying to cap and then you get the Ghost, then I mean if you can spot it, at worst you kind of like, oh okay, I have to move and I can't cap quite yet. But if it blindsides you because you're doing something else, immediately you're spooked. That's going to be a bit rough to deal with. We still have the pumpkins as always. I think these pumpkins they're easier to use, I think, than Sunshine. Whether it's you wanting to use it for yourself, whether it's you wanting to use it for yourself or like having it be a thorn in someone else's side to like detonate it on them, which I only think we saw happen like once or twice. I think we'll probably see it a bit more this time around, but it's gonna be kind of interesting because this is like no one's really going into this with any preconceived strat. Like, you can't even do a basic like pug strat. Like, all right, my job and role is to do this on this part of the map.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things develop. It's gonna be hard to know exactly what you want to do as a team, as well as what you should expect when you're like respawning and trying to push into a team that owns the point. You could like see a portion of the team and then the lingering person, you don't know where they are. They could be like in the attic room, they could be in the long hallway, they could be in like in the lobby.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of hiding places, honestly, throughout the just like the house area, because like although it's like so isolated from the point, it gives too much room for just too many coiners almost. And I guess something that I'm really interested in seeing alongside the Ghost is honestly because of how Sunshine went. There's a lot of off-classing going on, like, heavy to mid or sniper to mid. So I'm excited to see if there's going to be any, I guess, not standard sixes off-classing that will happen on Harvest, especially since Harvest is a very, like, sniper-oriented map, I would say. Often a lot of people like to, join a pub Harvest game just to pull out sniper and sit on the shed and just free farm, so I'm excited to see if, anything like that is going to be coming out, or, I guess anything like more silly pub style than your more standard sixes.
Yeah, I think I probably expect a roof sniper at some point. Maybe a shed sniper, but the shed's a little close to like where their hallway is, and I might be able to bust out with the flank and like, clear the sniper out. But if you have a roof sniper, it might be a bit difficult to really get to him without like having to deal with other people along the way. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that I'm thinking about. I mean, maybe you'll see some other stuff, but probably not quite as much because it's a pretty like there's not really a choke to deal with unless if you just avoid the indoor areas. So I don't know how much pyro we'll really see. I mean, maybe it could help with like capping. Like if you try to get on the cap and you're afraid about someone like taking the roof and being over your head, the pyro could kind of help with that. But you could also just have someone sit on the roof while you're capping, and they can control it for your team.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of that we'll see, but
Definitely the roof area, like in front of the spawns. Like as soon as one wipe comes out, like it's gonna be a pain to try and bust out. Especially with that high ground area, like it's almost impossible to just like cleanly get out of spawn without any sort of like pressure.
it is noted though that due to the PTSD of playing harvest pubs and having it be a coin flip of an experience, I think both teams have gentlemen agreed to ban the like rifle unlocks for the sniper. So snipers are going to be huntsmen only if they exist. So you don't have to deal with the giant sightlines, which is good because even though it would be very strong, I don't think the teams are interested in dealing with that right now. However, you know, it's just a gentleman's agreement. Someone could break it. There's no repercussions there, so we'll see how things go. I think we're waiting for one more person to go ahead and join the server.
I believe we're waiting on Trip, is it? I think.
No, Trip is on the third team. There we go. It was Brand Slam. He's joined now. So any preds on who's gonna take victory in here and who's gonna get eliminated?
I keep putting my bets on Witness, so I want to like have hope that they'll do well here. So I think I'm gonna continue, you know, cheering on Witness, I guess. But I think, you know, again, this could be anyone's game, and it seems like we're going live, so we'll have to see what goes down in Harvest.
I think I'll give a little bit of an edge to the red team, but anything can really happen. The rollouts are always really interesting. Exile immediately just dies, and then Long Eye gets like he kills Bob with a pumpkin. Medic immediately dies on rollout. Gotta make sure you know where those pumpkins are. The red team is just pretty much taking the roof, but no medic for the blue team. It's gonna be really rough. Yeah, Ghost spawns on Ash and Brand Slam. Ash eats a Huntsman arrow. A bit weak. Not able to actually get this cap off the initial good start.
Trying to get some cap time here. Hear the ghosts spawning somewhere, not certain where, but something to look out for both teams. Medic's coming back out here.
Overall, just a trade. Howard actually getting a kill with the Huntsman already, so, but pumpkin taken by Exile.
They do cap here. Red team does cap despite being down 3, so they do have Uber out as well, so they're looking to continue pressuring here.
Yeah, down a couple people, but they're still showing face. Oh, the Huntsman from Sophie. Pumpkin damage on Ash as well.
On bot mode dies here.
And another on Dingo as well.
Blue team's down 4 now.
Yep, at least they're able to get the force.
They do get the force, but at what cost?
Oh, Soapy's just in. He gets it. Holy Soapy! Soapy, please play Demo Man. After what? I don't. Just please play Demo Man.
Let's get 2 kills here, including the medics. So
that's absolutely insane. Definitely equalize things and make sure the blue team's able to get this cap as their own. Logan's gonna try to stop it. Same with Logan, but not really gonna find too much there. Another kill from Howard. Holy Huntsman!
My God.
They do have Marmalou going for a bit of a flank, bit of a long con, but they're backing up a bit, the red team. They're starting to show face now. They have some respawners alive, but with Kobe and Marmalou behind, it's going to be a bit tricky to deal with. Starting to push forward onto Sophie, a bit alone. Getting a lot of damage on him. Able to clean up that frag. Bot mode a little bit alone. Has some teammates nearby, but not quite enough. On top of the roof and will get killed by Exile.
Best die here. Bomb coming in onto... Ooh, there goes Ash. So both men's down here. It looks like this fight is completely favoring red still, especially the crits. So
Rollers? Oh, the crit roller almost killed Dingo. Not quite.
Howard is holding an angle with the Huntsman, trying to catch someone out as they spawn in. They haven't... Red team has not capped the point yet, though.
Yep,
and it looks like they're quite weak here as well, so...
Yeah, got some time in the beginning, but we'll go ahead and make sure that the lead goes back in their favor eventually. Is Marmalade going to respawn very quickly? And actually, Logai tries to go into caps, is going to be unsuccessful collecting that frag, so a bit rough to hold on to this. They still have some players alive, you know, trying to make sure they maintain high ground a bit.
Just walking through the point. Those caps don't have no repercussions, but...
Yeah, the corner capping a tad. Power's actually pretty aggressive, and Caps bombing in on the Ash. He takes the pill. Oh, no! I was gonna say, he takes the pill next to the pumpkin, no fear, but just gets hit scanned across the map, and at the end of the day, that's a dead medic. But speaking of dead medic, holy Howard.
Oh my god, Howard
Another huntsman kill. No wonder they agree to the gentleman's agreement. Maybe that's a buff to make sure there's no rifle involved. The Soapy just dies to a roll.
Ash is still alive here. Isn't healing though, so this might just practically be even here.
I like how as soon as a pumpkin lands on the ground, you have literally every player in the server trying to run for it. Their life depends on it. XL trying to lie some space. Just die. Oh, Ash!
Oh, Ash!
Caps taking the roof. Another huntsman kill. Marmalade this time around is not able to actually get the cap quite yet.
Onto Batman does not catch him. A soul gargoyle has now appeared on the map somewhere. And
oh, the ghost!
It seems to be in a red team's house. Ooh.
Botmode barely alive. Has to eat the little pack just to stay up, but they're getting some kills. The stack's not really working out too well, getting a lot of weak players.
Yeah,
Ash
Red is
gets
gonna lose a lot of people here. They weren't able to cap the point either, so they practically get nothing out of this. They almost fully wipe, and they lose their mat as well to Huntsman, so...
Cap's trying to see if he can...
devastating for Red.
Cap's trying to eliminate Howard out of the equation, but will not be so lucky. Soapy actually gets an air shot on a Logai, but will not be able to clean up the kill, so no domain for the blue team. Do have an ad to work with, but it's not going to come quite into play yet, as they have a long way to wait. Plus some respawners, so they're trying to show face a bit. XL actually bites off more than he can chew, goes a bit early, so we're going to be down a person there. Marmalade is going to fall, so no Huntsman to worry about, but bot mode is going to fall as Dingo. He's got God mode, he's just running straight at Logai, able to clean up that frag, and Ash as well gets the crits. Gets XL pretty low to have Kobe clean up that kill as well, so pretty nice roll, and he's just spawn camming. He's up at the doors, daring Howard to come out here. Immediately eliminated, and now he's just spawn camming.
Logai does get juggled a bit, does get a pick, but goes down for it.
Now there's a little bit of overtime to work with, but almost getting to there, but not quite.
Not
at
quite
the end of the day, first round going in the blue team's favor. I'm actually a little surprised at how much the Huntsman snipers are doing. They're, you'd probably expect them to do like a kill occasionally, but they're actually like, I don't know, they seem like doing pretty well, but holy criticals.
Oh my
this
god!
Is gonna be quite the mid for the blue team. Melee.
Oh,
as I say that though, they have player disadvantage. So XL is just behind him trying to shoot bot mode. So overall, I mean, despite the crits, I mean, it's not really working out too crazy. They still have to deal with XL who's behind. They will finally get that kill. They've given a lot of room for it, so they'll have to make sure they're able to take it back as fast as possible. On to Brand Slam is Cap. Botmode lives 9 HP.
Lives at like 9.
Yep, counter initiation, almost able to tend to the grave. Oh, Ash, he eats a pumpkin and a blast him to the side. Logan trying to surf around, unable to get the extra frag. They're only 1 to his name
Red team
for
does
that
not
fight.
get the cap here. This looks like it's gonna go in blue team's favor for the cap, but
Soapy's so
down
aggressive.
on the roof, but no longer.
Barely
it seems
escapes.
like Soapy escapes at 23 health. He's able to get to his medic. Or not his medic, he just goes back into the house. Their medic is
Holy
and
Howard.
just as I say that, Howard is just destroying this Huntsman.
Quick re-enable the rifle. That's their only chance. Alright, well, Uber comes out from the side of the red team trying to salvage any kill, able to find Soapy. Actually, Bransom's gonna get scared, so gonna be slow on taking the fight. XL does die in the post from a bombing in Caps as 1v1 transpires inside the house. Bransom trying to fight Dingo, will eventually get the frag with help from Ash, but salvage made from Caps onto Howard. He's the big threat here, not the medic, but is unable to collect the frag, and blue team, they're down some players, but they're still trying to hold on to this point. Exile's above Marmalade, and it's eventually a trade. Sniper for demo is red team still trying to get some cap time here, trying to make sure that this is converted in their favor and they can get some cap time on the board.
Oh, more crits coming out here, and they're gonna be able to clean up people with the extra damage.
Yep, able to get a few. They're gonna lose 2 though. Lost Howard, lost Brand Slam, so at the end of the day. Oh, bot mode's in red team spawn? and he gets exile. I guess he was forced to surf towards their house and was kind of stuck, but that's room for the blue team to kind of push forward a bit, at least if they're distracted by their own medic, able to make sure that Logai's taken off the roof, and Kobe's pretty aggressive as well, unable to get a whole lot of captain to their name, so at the end of the day, still favored for the red team as they try to block this cap from really going the blue team's way. Marmlu is... Oh, Marmlu might try to taunt kill Logai.
That's another. The crit's coming out here. More pumpkin kills, so they're able to just catch everyone with this, but Sophie does get a pumpkin kill onto Brand Slam. Will die for it, but...
A lot of dominance from the red team right now. Howard getting blasted back a bit. Oh, Logai with a good bomb on the bottom, but he gets 2, pretty much. He helps get this frag on the second person of Cap. So.
Bomb comes in.
Yep, trying to salvage. Ash is going to have to be forced to use. Yeah, unable to really surf back, and he'll find Dingo probably. Oh, actually, he gets a kill on his way out. He's gonna live. His Uber got nothing. We're just crumbling right now. Exile falls as well. Logan trying to just barely get out, but is gonna be unsuccessful, and Pumpkin gets Ash on his way out. Logai trying to salvage, gets the Pumpkin, not in the bot mode. Blue team getting this cap. Howard gonna be a very late death here, so this cap tries to control the roof area. They get pushed back a bit. Sophie coming in to make sure Exile is eliminated, and they're starting to really try to spawn camp him. Ash, oh, he's separated from his team. Trying to walk their way through, able to get through, actually able to get Sophie as well, so no stickies to worry about. Trying to work their way onto the roof, both the scouts and medic for the red team.
Is attempting to catch someone with a taunt, a huntsman taunt, in red team's shed, where the pack
Oh, the
is.
crits. Crits from Dingo though, able to get Ash, that's huge. Bomb from a Logai, trying to salvage, distracting 3, but unable to really get too much there. Just some damage to force them to go back to spawn, but gonna be a crit cross map kill from the side of Kobe to make sure Howard is eliminated. And Bransam takes out Marmlu, who's been in that shed forever. But halftime's swinging in favor of the blue team with Sophie. He's just trying to bomb the roof and just spawn camp him. He gets the one shot on the Logai, but will give his life for it. So bit of dire straits from the side of the blue team, forced to back up a bit, and the red team able to take point and bot mode, separated from his team. Logai unable to really secure too much, but Exile's trying to follow up. No damage on him quite yet. Bomb coming through, surf back, and he's gonna be A-okay. Yep, Logan trying to survive. Gets me shot a second time after an arrow.
Even here, but this fight is going in red team's way. The Uber does come out, they do get Ash here.
Getting 2. Post Uber going well for the side of the blue team for now. Bot mode taking a little bit of damage, and as I say that, they are failed to clean up. Bransland actually just able to 2-shot the medic pretty much.
Sophie does get cleaned up as well. This looks like red is going to be able to keep the point here.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're holding on to it a tad, but you know, dire straits right now when it comes to their health. Bransam is eventually going to die. Logai doesn't have too much to his name as well. Just 1 HP will also fall, so I mean, they're getting some kills. They're slowing down the blue team, scrappy as it is. Oh, holy Sophie. It gives Logan the taunt as well. But, you know, it's taken a bit. It's really, they're salvaging hardcore right now. Is that another pumpkin kill on a Dingo? These pumpkins respawn so fast. But trying to repush this. Excel trying to bomb forward. Caps and counter-initiating. Logai taken out from an arrow from Marmalu is... They gotta get some cap time in the blue team. They're close to the point, but gotta really get on it and make sure they control the roof as well. Starting to get onto it. The red team responding in kind, trying to loop around. Branson actually get converged on.
It looks like they might actually be able to get this. Red team is down 3, gets 1 respawner here, so they're gonna have to practically get this up. Bomb does come in onto the medic. Bomb does live, doesn't take any damage here, and they're gonna be quite comfortable.
Yeah, overall the stack not really gonna find too much there. Bot mode still intact. They technically have an ad here. It's a bit small, but you definitely have to get out of their spawn as well if they want to make sure they can get pretty much anywhere with it, as they do have roof control. But Howard eliminating caps as they begin to work their way through the house. Still 25% as they immediately pop through, trying to chase down anyone else. Howard getting another onto Kobe. The Uber able to take down Dingo as well. Chasing down Soapy is Logai bombing into the spawn area, pushing him back inside there. As Howard gets a third on the Marmalu.
Needs to stop this cap.
Yeah, Soapy bombs forward, caps as well, but
evens it out 1-1 here. Very close times though, so this could still be anyone's game.
Howard is doing much more on Hunts and Sniper than I initially expected. Someone stop this man, he's a menace. But overall, like you said, 1-1 game. No, actually, oh, Howard immediately eliminated. Crit pumps coming in, Soapy getting 2 as well.
Sophie is gonna collect 2 frags here. This should be a decently easy mid. 3 frags on the behalf of blue team.
Yeah, last 3 players are still up on the roof, just trying to maintain some presence. I mean, they can make it slow for the blue team to actually cap, even though they can't actually initiate in, so it's going to be rough to follow up if you try to go onto any of these players that have the high ground. Logan, I think he just dead a pumpkin on himself. It's going to be fine, though. But at the end of the day, blue team, they're getting a little bit of cap time. They're starting to converge now. Actually, gonna have Log-Eye Bomb in, trying to get some damage on the Kobe. Will not be able to clean up the frag, as this cap is going to go in favor of the blue team, as Ubers are relatively even. I mean, it's a 15 ad for the side of Ash if he decides to run for it at the last second. A bomb from Cass. Ash sees the last second, surf back a little bit. Really weak. Joni from Flykids. Stinko trying to catch up, but bomb at 84%.
And that slight Uber ad is going to be favorable for red team. Just that 15% was just enough.
Yeah,
And the red team is going to get the point here.
Yeah, scares him a tad, but scares him a tad, but everyone's already dead from the Uber, so they're okay with the timing. But they're pretty forward right now. Actually, bomb in from Logai. Tried to immediately eliminate bot mode, sends him down to single-digit HP, but it's gonna be Soapy the one that falls over on the side of the shed. Instead, is starting to spam a little bit, trying to get some more room. The side of the blue team able to take back their own roof and push the red team back. Bomb onto Ash. It's actually gonna be Exile that falls. And Ash dies to a pumpkin. The rest of the red team pretty much wiped, except for Howard, who's maybe getting Soapy.
Possibly? Oh,
my
does
God.
get Soapy. No.
Well, I mean, they get the cap. There's at least that for the side of the blue team, but no stickies on the red spawn. Oh, Caps just bombs in, immediately gets Ash. Really good timing for that blind bomb. Branston cleaning up house a bit.
Up, thankfully. You got Howard just sitting on the roof, just lobbing arrows to the other side of the map, hoping to catch something here. Does not get spotted by Sophie at first.
Yeah, still a bit of a thorn on their side. Technically an Uber ad for the side of the blue team. Down a couple players though, so it's going to be hard to really control this. But oh, bot mode had to surf a little bit back to get away from the threat and just right into the enemy team. It is just Logan and Ash left alive though. Blue team does have some sort of foothold to kind of slow things down immediately. Junior from Spike, it's AK and Dingo. Not going to be able to find too much, but Soapy goes for the big play of going to spawn, get some damage on a Brand Slam, but unable to secure the frag, so Logan eventually able to get this cap, and the red team going to start to roll its way down and on the timer. Bomb mode's actually in no man's land in the attic, getting really weak.
Medic is sitting in the house area. It looks like they have an NG up, but they're building a teleporter for it in the red house.
Getting a lot of presence on the other enemy team roofs. They clean up a lot of them. Got to get the cap time. They're going to eventually back up some of their scouts. But pushing on the bot mode. Damage on the caps, but is he... Oh, gets the final pipe of the Dingo and able to make sure that frag is secured. But blue team, they got their engineer base a little bit set up. The teleporter up to the enemy team's attic. And I guess technically a small ad to work with if the fight goes on long enough. But red team's going ahead and start taking the roof and see if they can get some presence. Well, they're gonna immediately fall, so they're gonna be down a person. Still think of rolling out though, so it's gonna be 5v5 for a moment.
The teleporter at all yet, so this might be advantageous for blue team, just getting those people on the enemy side of the map quicker as soon as their spawners come in. The blue team's map is a bit hurt here. They do have slight ad here as well, so this might favor them here, especially with all the time that they've already drained on the clock. If they can deny the cap.
Yeah, red team's trying to fight this before the Uber comes in the equation with all the players that have been collected. And oh, the crit pumpkin from Soapy's death is enough to pistol down bot mode before he's able to get. Dingo responds and he does the same thing. These pumpkins are a menace. At the end of the day, red team is able to make sure this cap is theirs, but both medics falling is definitely not expected there. But oh, I was gonna say, might see another one fall bot mode.
Oh my gosh.
Going out a different door, but blue team, he's almost just gonna die. Actually, maybe trying to get Exile, able to collect that frag, and
it's gonna collect this. Logan is being a bit of a menace on the roof. He is just going to stay there.
Logan trying to hold down the fort, at least slow them down to allow the rest of the team to go ahead and respawn. Marmu is extremely tiny right now, going to be a bit hard to spot for the enemy team, so he's on the move, building a mini on his wake, but Bransam gonna fall, gonna be hard to hold on to this point. Marmu's just in and no one sees him because he is tiny AF and will eventually get that Ash kill. Howard falling as well, so with 3 down for the red team, it's gonna be a bit rough to hold on to this point as it goes in the blue team's favor.
Red team is gonna completely wipe here, so this is gonna be extremely comfortable for blue team, especially with the 30 seconds extra that they have on the clock.
And so he'll be bombing in, trying to go for a spawn camp, but will eventually die. Branson able to bomb in and make sure that he's eliminated. Ash might die. Caps in. Well, final rocket will not quite hit the mark, and Ash will just barely live at 50-ish HP. Logai trying to go in, and Marmalade's at 1. Will get cleaned up by the side of Logan.
Red team has to get some footing here. They do get bot mode here. This is perfect for them. They have the picks that they need to recontest here.
Yep. So he'll be bombing in, layering the point.
A wipe, but...
Gets Brand Slam. Just Ash on the point. So we're going to be able to clean up. You have Logai bombing in, able to get the medic, but going to respond in kind. But Red team able to get a little bit of cap time. Logai trying to slow things down, trying to eliminate caps out of the equation, but you got to hold this for a long, long while. Got to get the rest of your players up. Going to delay a second. Just a little bit over 60 seconds to make sure they...
If they can hold this for a minute, they can take the round. But this is extremely close, especially with the overtime advantage that blue team has.
And all the blue team took the telly. They almost all took it, so now they're coming from a really awkward angle the red team is not expecting. They're just stacking the cap. If they get this, they win. They're just times scoring it. Bomb one on top of the point, causing a bit of distraction. No one's stopping Dingo. He's just sitting on it. He's just capping it away. Red team is unable to really block it. They're trying to go for bottom, but they're just going to end up losing the round. I think Soapy tried to go for it, but he got forced and natured away and just unable to really put the stickies where he needed them. So 2-1 in blue team's favor.
And that teleporter was exactly what I was looking for, just like an awkward angle, or just like something that was, you know, uncalled for almost.
Oh, and there is Team Criticals, and Soapy has infinite ammo, but he just dies immediately. The exile.
Howard was on heavy. Let's go down eventually, and that will take Ash down with him. All the crits just completely wipe him. Red team, there is a spy up somewhere on red team, lurking behind.
Yeah, he's I think he respawned on Spire and is already kind of making the motions. There is an ad for the side of bot. Oh, Logan's just in. Causing a distraction.
Yeah. They get the stuff of Sophia.
Good distraction from Logai to make sure they able to get that stab. So no Dillman in the equation. That's going to be a bit rougher.
Howard's on heavy.
Killing Howard. Yeah.
This engineer is just walking in for free. Gets past everyone without, you know, any damage.
With no sniper and a demo rolling out, Howard could do some work.
Howard
but Cap's actually
does
going to
down and exile to count.
just get him around the corner and just Branson left alive.
Cap's on the 4K, gets 4 picks in just this life.
Soapy once again at spawn. He's on top of the lamp. Oh, Logan's going to die. Oh, Soapy's still at the spawn. He's just waiting for oh, he's going to get Logan.
Oh no!
Someone stop this man. Alright, well, it's going to slow down the blue team. Blue team slow down a tad. Oh, Ash dies to a pumpkin again. Those pumpkins' ranges are a little insane when it comes to what you would think they'd be.
Oh,
Homing projectiles coming in for the side of Logai. Oh, they're just following wherever he shoots them.
They're following behind to Sophia.
There they go. On to Caps.
On to
Perfect
Caps.
spam.
Now they're going
on to bot mode.
On to bot mode. Bot mode goes down to them. Now red team's trying to get comfortable here.
He still has the homing projectile. They're just heat seek. Okay, now they're going.
They're still going.
Alright, well. That's enough to salvage and make sure the cap is there on. They have a time deficit to work against, though, so might have their work cut out for them. But they do have Howard a bit flanking, so might be a thorn in the blue team's side. Taking the roof right now, and Marmalade building up a teleporter once again to kind of flank around. But Ash dying to Soapy, who bombed in. They're trying to use a crit stick to get on the bottom, and they will succeed in that endeavor. So overall, trading med frags is
Logan does go down here.
Scrappy fight everywhere. The teleport taken by Marmalade to make sure he has an awkward angle to fight things from. Is both scouts still alive for the red team, still trying to hold down the fort at least a bit, and trying to make sure these blue players get off of their roof. XL running forward, able to take out the NG. Botmo takes the telly and is
the medic is behind.
He is in no man's land. He is just going to die.
No.
I think he probably expected a bit more of his team to be around that area, but will not find anyone to help him out. So gonna overall die there.
Will go down. The ghost is kind of lurking right beside the teleporter, so if Botmo does stake, he does stake it.
Yeah, he has Kobe under him this time though, but homing projectiles once again.
He's waiting for people to teleport, and Botmo is on the roof with an engine scout.
Yep, coming from both sides now, so you have to be careful, red team. Coming from all different angles as Ash is going to follow. He gets one kill and with his last breath, but only 2 left alive for the side of the red team. 1 now as Howard is in his own roof area. Yep, go ahead and clean the pumpkin out of the way to get that pack and
Time practically does even out, so with this cap coming through for blue, this is practically even time here.
Soapy able to clean up Logan, slowing down the red team just a tad, and Howard trying to make some space, maybe getting caps. Logan's just in, just straight up, trying to get his way onto bot mode. Will actually end up at their spawn pretty much, as he is going to get cleaned up behind, but it's giving some room to the side of the red team to actually walk forward despite being a demo man down. Trying to get some cap time. Soapy once again bombing towards the spawn, pushing him all the way over towards their shed. Logan gonna fall. Exile really weak as Dingo still really aggressive, able to make sure they're ending a trade of frags. And bot mode running forward to clean up the crit pack, but will die to Bransim, who ran forward to get it as well. So
Soapy does go down. He was in an interesting spot, sitting above their spawn on the light. He's trying to get a pick here, but 19 health was not gonna help him. And red team just completely collapses on blue, and blue team practically wipes here. Red team in a very comfortable position though, especially with the ad they have.
Yeah, starting to even things out a bit. Soapy once again very deep, trying to cause chaos, and it's enough to make sure that they're distracted enough to clean up Logan. So overall trading demos at the end of the day. Marmalou back on Huntsman Sniper to try to get a couple of frags. Is homing projectiles for Marmalou. Homing projectiles for the Huntsman. Are you kidding me? It gets exiled.
Oh, no.
The Huntsman just goes over the shed. Now he's gonna get Ash.
Connected with Ash.
Just watching Marmalou. It gets gonna get Ash again. He dies at 99%. No one went with him to the pack, so he doesn't have really a holy. And that one goes on a Logan.
Arrow. And it. Oh my god.
That's way too strong. That is too good. So overall, point back in the blue team's favor as they get a hold over it, and immediately over the roof, red team goes, trying to buy some time for the team to not get spawn camped and actually work their way through over towards the point. Logai in the shed getting cleaned up. Kobe's actually in spawn with Marmalou, trying to get Logan and lock him out of the equation, but even though a couple players
sitting on top of the point, completely comfortable.
Oh, Logan jumped into a ghost. He tried to jump forward to help his team, but is gonna just get ghosted and then die immediately. Cap's gonna fall. Oh, air shot from Logan into bot mode.
Just what I was about to say.
Holy. So red team able to turn this back in their favor. Soapy trying to bomb forward and see if he can get a kill. Oh, the pumpkin! The pumpkin inside the health pack room.
Ash is just getting domed by these pumpkins. They're everywhere on the map, and they seem to always just find them.
It was a huge play. Soapy respawns pretty. He's already up, but Ash is still dead for another 7 seconds. This could be the thing that launches the blue team forward to clean up the match with only 5 seconds left to their name on their side. Dingo gonna fall. They're actually not able to really get a foothold here. They're able to get a couple frags. Oh, Soapy doing it again maybe? Wants to make sure that Ash is cleaned up so they can get a second try. Is gonna be unsuccessful, and blue team, they're starting to crumble. They had a prime opportunity to go for the point, but they're able to get stuffed through the door they chose to get through. They're trying to get any overtime at all, but the pumpkin kill from Brands and Dingo catch jumping forward, and Kobe trying to take one going for Brand Slam. To get some cap time, Kobe will fall.
On point. He's trying to stay here.
Howard on the roof though.
So
blue team has better respawners, but
bot mode is going for the frag, and does go down, but the cap is. They're actually, blue team might actually get the cap on red. They tried to contest, and Excel goes down. Blue team might
no overtime though.
No overtime. Blue team takes this round just like by barely a couple seconds.
Yeah, red team almost got that, but the fact that it was like a full minute of you having better respawners, even though there were some good plays coming out of the red team near the end there. It's just too much if they're able to trade as much as they actually did. So able to make sure that overtime works out in the blue team's favor as they'll move on to the grand finals versus Team Kev. I'm kind of I guess I'm not too surprised to see how many pumpkin kills were killed overall, but I'm kind of surprised they kept going on near the end there. I thought the paranoia would kick in. Anytime you walk by a pumpkin, you would just shoot it and get rid of it. There's still a lot of pumpkin frags though. Like the explosions, not the crits.
Yeah, especially it seemed to always like find Ash, unfortunately, especially like, this is his medic game, I guess. So it was kind of unfortunate that they just always seemingly were like around the corner.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit rough to get those Ubers. We saw some Uber exchanges and some uses from the teams, but a bit less because I felt like there was a lot of medic trades that happened on this map. A lot of carnage. It's really hard to keep track of the flank on this map. So I guess it kind of makes sense that there was just kind of frags everywhere that you didn't really expect, and you couldn't really get like a really solid foothold. It makes sense we only really saw one forward hold, because even if you won a fight, there were probably some casualties at hand that made it a bit difficult, sometimes being like your medic. So, but at the end of the day, regardless of what happened. Blue team coming out strong, going on to play Team Kev as stated before. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a minute, get everything situated for the last match of the tournament between the two teams, make sure everyone's ready to go. Go ahead and take a break, make sure that nothing disrupts your viewing pleasure, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We have reached our final map, the grand finals between Team Kev and Team Caps in the Disrupt-n-Draft Fundraiser Cup. We are on Moonshine of all maps. So if you thought that everything was wacky and crazy before, not only is this a Halloween map, but it has the spells, it has the like round effects for capping, so it's gonna be pretty wild. That coupled with the fact that you can still, as always, donate for the fundraiser to affect the things that happen in-game, give your favorite team or player crits, or just insta-kill them, and any variety of different things are still available. And I think for this final map, the prices are at least slightly reduced for a lot of them as well, so it's a last hurrah to get your final bits in to see if you can kind of change the outcome of the game to your liking.
So, alongside the chaoticness of the spells, hey, why not contribute to LAN by donating and even making it more chaotic?
True.
You can
This
see
is
that a lot.
probably gonna be the craziest match we've had yet.
Yeah, you see a lot of people are having fun with the spells already in the pre-game, so I can't imagine how it'll go down during the actual game. I know that we already talked about how chaotic the crit pumpkins are and the exploding pumpkins, but now with, you know, the extra factor of spells, this has devolved into absolute chaos.
It's gonna be like every player has an ultimate that you don't know the timing of.
Yeah.
And you don't know how strong it's gonna be, so you gotta play carefully. So we'll see how things go. With both these teams, I don't really know who's gonna come out on top. Any initial thoughts? We always say this, there's a lot of variables to think about, but what are you leaning towards? What does your gut say?
I think I'm gonna put my bets on the Caps team.
I think so too. I think despite how it seemed like he was maybe memeing a bit with the draft on like what his strategy was for picking players, it seemed like overall his team's doing good enough to enter finals. So I'll put my money there as well. But as always, you never know what's gonna happen. There's a lot to think about. It's a Halloween map. You got the pumpkins, you have the crit pumpkins, you have the spells, you have the effects on the clock. And as always, the donations that you guys can put in to help fundraise the LAN a bit and make sure the costs are a bit easier for everyone to get there scot-free without a hole in their pocket, and see if you can, maybe troll your favorite player, maybe give them the highlight reel they've always wanted, or maybe even just even out the teams. If one team's getting a little bit of a head start, you can kind of give the loser a little bump to make sure they can get some rounds on the board and have a chance at winning the match overall. So got most of everyone in the server getting ready to go. I'm really curious to see how teams play this. This has not been touched anywhere near competitive. I know Horus is not a competitive map by any means, but at least it was seen at some point, like ages ago, like a decade ago. But this has not been touched in any way, shape, or form. Maybe see some forward holes, a lot of tiny doors to really lock down.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of expecting that, to be honest. It's probably the biggest thing. And then the water. The water is always an aspect. The super high jumps. Water's usually not really in a whole lot of maps.
Surfing or the jumps
the soldiers
definitely contributes. There's a lot of pumpkins around the area here, especially on the point. So I'm interested in seeing how that might affect just, I guess, playing on the point in general. And I guess we're going live now, so we'll have to see how spells, pumpkins, crit pumpkins, and your donations all contribute to this.
Man, the soldiers are probably going to have a pretty good time here, but we'll see how things transpire as both teams have opted a different way to roll. They've kind of, made their own path. As Chip immediately falling. There's a spy in the field for the side of the red team, and Jay is on Pyro. I can only assume he's Pyro Sharking right now, has the melee, but...
Sophie is going to go down here.
Oh, Dingo kind of caught on a little bit. Oh, Jay might find him. Jay's going for the melee. Not going to be lucky in that regard, though. His artist left alive. Gets an extra boost of a jump to try to cause the distraction.
They do need to keep in mind that there are certain parts of the water that they're not allowed to walk in.
Yeah, gonna be rough. Gotta mind the crocodile. Don't want to accidentally die to it. Can be a bit rough to spot. But
he is there.
cap goes for the favor of the red team, and both teams given crits for a couple moments because of that cap, so it's a bit hard to really lock things down, but spell comes through, kind of takes out a couple of the blue players, but Kobe will give up his life for that. Trip's able to collect that frag. Jay actually tried to walk forward on the other side of the map, gonna fall to a crit roller from the side of Sophie in bot mode. He's on the move, he wants to flank. Kind of spotted, high five with the lock and load, able to kill Cap, so make room for his team to go ahead and walk forward. Spell comes through, high five's gonna fall, but the blast Sophie back a bit.
Dingo here though, so Dingo is just kind of idly alone with the Uber.
Lost a lot of players though.
It does go down eventually, but
yeah, Uber doesn't really do too much, but the blue team's not really able to crack their way through. They got a couple kills, and they do have Artist who is behind, and the Mini's actually able to make sure that Kobe is taken out, so they have some room to work with, especially with this teleport being built up to make sure they don't get forward held too hard. I don't really know.
Kev is actually going to have ad here because how long Dingo wasn't healing for, so
they've taken out a lot of the red team. They're blocking things down, and pretty much gonna have to concede. They had longer respawns, and actually Dingo got caught on fire and pistol down, so unable to really escape, and now Sophie is just kind of caught all by himself, so he's able to clean up that kill. As Marmalou on Spy is still behind, could go for a play as the blue team gets this cap, but they're all kind of splintered off and playing pretty aggressive. And actually Kev found himself alone. I think someone left him accidentally, and Kobe tries to make the jump to kind of clean him up, but he's not gonna be so lucky. But Marmalou try to go on to Kev. Kobe.
Oh, the crit. Or not the crits, the Uber. And the spells?
A spell as
Kobe
well.
is just catching everyone.
Yeah, blue team cleaned up pretty much.
As well. Immensely chaotic. They're not able to recruit at all. Most of blue team is dead though, so they are going to get a couple players on red on the point. So
yeah, Trip able to basically spawn camp Marmalou almost, as he is going to clean up by the side of bot mode, so only going to eventually just trade. But red team able to take this cap, and the effect is going to be Uber, so no forward hold for the side of the red team here. Blue team able to get through pretty easily for the most part, working their way through.
they are gonna have Uber here again, so it's just a bit of a stalemate once more. The Pyro is walking in for free, does get a pick.
I think they try to go for Dingo. They try to go for a sack play, got him pretty weak, caught in the corner, scared, unable to really walk too fast, but everyone's pretty much already dead. And Kev's actually pretty aggressive himself. A lot of the beginning of the sack play have showed up, but they're not really sticking together. It goes back at least for a spell, but no one follows him. They're gonna get cleaned up from a flank from Kobe, so good play, and noticing that Kev was all alone, so they're gonna have this Uber to work with long term, as Trip's still inside the house, gonna go ahead and try to clean him out of the way and make sure that he's not a big threat to them. Getting some damage, but no kills to his name, but actually he does get the force. And yeah, I didn't even notice that. So overall, a good play from Trip, and executed a little bit scrappily.
So they do have a teleporter situated in the blue house.
And Sophie's actually going to get spawn camped by two players here. Actually, no, he tried to spawn camp, but it's going to be unsuccessful as two players roll out.
Exchange of spells happens. But Red Team is still getting a lot of time here.
Yeah, with how many people they've lost at the end of the day, it's a bit rough. Oh, the spell from Kobe.
The spell.
It almost gets Kev, just barely misses. He's able to get Psy and Trip. Holy, he's gonna get caught on fire immediately. Oh, water's not deep enough to actually take himself out, so Cap's gonna go in favor of the blue team. Bot mode immediately starting to cap once again, but the Uber going to prevent the cap from going their way, as Theo kind of baiting himself.
Dingo does get Dingo in the end as Pyro.
Yep, Cap going once again to the red team. Just going back and forth, both medics in the grave. And Tiny Head, which is going to affect High Five a bit. He's on Sniper right now, he is on the rifle, so going to prevent him from really doing too much. As Sophie's still lingering around, the final person alive after all said and done for the red team, just hiding in a corner a bit. Might go for High Five actually.
Being a menace at spawn.
Yep, we'll eventually have as many lost, but blue team capping this up. Sophie's still behind. I don't know if they know he exists or not. Oh, strip to melee for the entirety of the red team though. That's gonna slow them down. With crits too.
No, crits
You're stuck on melee when it's crits time.
Oh my gosh, Kev gets a frag here. The crits. We still have High Five on. Never mind, High Five is no longer on Sniper, yes.
And making the most out of the strip to melee aspect and able to get that frag onto High Five.
Marmalou uses What was it? The sign that Pyro has. The Neon Annihilator?
Yeah.
That's the crit kill.
But 2 down for the side of the blue team. At least you got Sophie. The spell too, so they can't even block this. Actually, Kev's on fire. He might just burn out here. He has to fall in the water, but not quite quick enough, and spell is enough to make sure that he is fallen, and this cap will go in favor of the red team as High Five gets smited.
Demo Knight, he just kills Dingle for free, and then... Wait, Jay just...
This teleporter.
Caps backs up into the stars, I believe, and dies? Scared of Jay?
Yeah, this teleporter set by Artis is pretty gnarly. I don't think anyone really knows of its existence quite yet. You can maybe see the teleporter trail eventually, but oh, Tiny Jay. There's no stopping him right now.
The giant heads. They're about to... Blue team is going to cap the point in the end, but...
Oh, Kobe coming in from behind. A lot of spell damage.
Caught by the spell, but is going to get saved by the Uber.
Pushing forward, trying to get... Oh, Kev's found himself alone once again. Is going to go invisible, so I'm going to be able to find him.
Heavy trying to contest the point. Tiny. Tiny bot mode is going to go down and chase Kev.
It seems like Kev's finding himself alone a lot. You don't really have a person to stick with him, and bot mode's trying to clean him up. Unsuccessful so far. Kev's still alive.
Kev is still alive. Eventually goes down after a long struggle.
Monoculous though. Cleaning house a bit. As red team has taken a lot this round. Off the clock, only 30 seconds left as blue team has their work cut out for them. They did get Dingo though in that whole scuffle, so it's going to even out the Uber situation, and they do have some room to work with, but Sophie pretty aggressive as well as bot mode. So gonna have to make sure that they're cleaned up. Side's gonna fall on his entry.
Get cleaned up.
Oh, but the spell. They do get Kev.
He's still on this demo knife, but it's actually doing some work somehow, so...
Kobe uses the health spell to get a little flash of Uber right near the tail end of that in the fight, so... Pretty good to lock things down, but they're getting some cap on the blue team.
Yeah, are going to get on the cap here. There is overtime in favor of red team though. Here comes the roll.
Natalia's still up.
Gravity.
Pair shots of the sentry, stays in the skybox.
She's in the sky, those finally reach the floor.
Yeah, blue team, they're gonna have the work cut out for them though.
Floating in the air, trying to catch someone with a spell, but gets a Uber spell in return.
Yeah, they have to hold on to this point for as long as possible.
Floating in the air.
Able to get bot mode. The pumpkin just floating in the air, they didn't even see it happen. But, oh, Kobe, coming in for the flank. On to Kev, surfs away with the low grab.
Kev has 9 health.
Oh, Marlo gets the frag.
Down to Marlo.
Kobe distracting a bit, gonna give some positioning for the side of Sophie to get forward and aggressive, trying to get this cap. If they cap, they win. They have to get forward and block this. Oh, that spell though, immediately pushed them back, but on the point. Marlo behind as well. Solo survivor. They've
35 left for blue team. They're trying to situate themselves here. Red team is still respawning at the moment, so they do have time to just kind of settle down first. Trip does get a pick onto Kobe as red team is rolling out here.
Marlo is still being a thorn on their side. He's kind of slowing things down, and there's so much time on the clock for the blue team when it comes to the cap. They gotta block this. Oh, another spell from Jay.
Spell?
Just catches them out. Oh, but they didn't stand on the point. Bot mode jumps onto it and finds them when they were off of it. Just a small moment.
Caps the point without anyone realizing that with that overtime, it practically just gave them that round for free. Red team just needs to win one more round here to practically take the final.
Yep, trying to get some faster. I think someone's on a rocket jumper just to go really, really fast with this low grab. It is Sophie. Gonna get stalled a moment. There's a mini up though. It's gonna be a thorn in his side, and it's gonna not let him go where he wants to go. Jay's in the water with Marlo. They're dueling a bit. It seems like the red team is kind of... They pretty much swapped sides completely. Although, blue team's lost a couple people. Sophie's going for the Market Gardener of a Century. I don't know what its target... Please don't... Okay, I thought he was going to hit that. But Kev, once again, finding himself alone.
Again, does survive, thankfully, after a bit of a regroup, but...
Blue team looks like they're going to go ahead and get this first cap. Artist is actually... Oh, maybe it's just a distraction. Jay's back on shoulder. Doing from Sly Kids, aka Dingo, falls down to the water, does die. Both scouts on top of each other's model. Actually, that's not scout, it's Kev. Good spell from the side of bot mode, getting some damage. So Kev's gonna be a bit weak here as they try to duel it in the water. But taken out by an arrow.
This will be some sniper here. Huntsman?
The blue team still owns control of the point for not for long though. Gonna be down 2 hit scan classes as the rest of them try to come forward and see if they can get any frag possible. Jay's putting himself forward and maybe onto Soapy, getting the frag. No dice there.
Your team are going to be able to cap the point here. Here comes the roll from the point again. And it's going to be gravity once more.
Kev died to a pumpkin on entry, trying to get through. So gonna be no heals for the side of the blue team. Trying to salvage. Gonna have the low guard to at least get in if they can get through a doorway. As High Five just, but they're all pushing themselves up into the air. Yeah, good luck getting a frag if they're all airborne.
Yeah.
And Monoculus is going to be a thorn on blue team's side as well to prevent them from really getting too much. I mean, and Dingo's just a tiny little, he's just so tiny. Good luck finding him. Like, you have to actually, you can see his beam now. He's healing caps. But makes sense that he's able to live through that. So not going to be able to find too much there from the initiation from the blue team. They have their players up now, though, dealing with Kobe, who's inside their spawn and being a thorn on their side. Side's not able to really find too much. And this teleporter is, this teleporter goes to red spawn, question mark? It's all the way at red spawn. That is a very, very long
Kev does
walk.
get a saw here, so...
They have some room to actually get some cap time now with the red team as aggressive as they are. They have to feel behind.
Yeah.
Starting to cap it up. We gotta regroup though. Once again, Kev left alone.
3:40 seconds left for red team. Advantage of where blue team is at 4:20 for remaining cap time.
Yeah, once again, Kev left alone. I think Trip went to go for the cap and Kev didn't realize, so just Marmalou flanking in, able to get that frag, and blue team just immediately crumbles. Just High Five left alive is going to fall. So they got some cap.
Here comes the roll.
Yeah, some cap, but not too much time. Oh, crits. Okay. So if blue team can get an entry, they have some room to be able to walk their way through.
Just get a headshot with the huntsman here, so... The crit's coming through. They are cleaning up a couple people.
Kev, once again alone.
But he does get sniped by a spell.
Just Artist left alive inside the house. Might try to go for a flank. He still has the crit. On to Marmalou. Oh, Marmalou able to make sure he's eliminated. High Five has the homing projectiles go, just spamming them out into the shutter door. And spam is actually crazy. Able to make sure the Caps is dead, but this Monoculus, though, a bit rough to deal with in the spawn area. But low ground for Soapy. This fight is so scrappy indoors right now in this lobby area.
Dingo is at like 30 health behind. They're still running the Huntsman Sniper with Sophie, and they do have a Kobe on Pyro. Sai is on, I believe, the regular sniper rifle, or...
Yeah, he's on the odd.
Yeah, the reskin.
We're trying to get some presence on top of the point, able to eliminate Caps, and Dingo's trying to distract at least a little bit. I think he knows he's dead.
Attempting to frag as medic, but does not get anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, distraction for his team.
Does get the point. Here comes the roll again.
Wow, mode trying to salvage a bit, maybe get onto Kev, but no dice so far, and Jay's able to get the Islander kill to make sure that he is secured, but blue team taking the cap, starting to bring the clock down.
Spells coming through. Is trying to catch Cap here with the spells. He does get an arrow here, so he's able to live for a bit longer, but does not get anything with it, unfortunately.
Marmalou rolls God mode, trying to find someone. He gets headshot by Sai, but it does no damage. That's the wrong target to select.
Phasing in and out of existence. He's going so fast around the map, but he's just not able to get caught.
Marmalou still has the God mode. It's running out soon. He's trying to chase down someone. Will eventually end. Trip's trying to make sure this kill is secured, but he gets some melee damage, and Kobe's able to clean up that frag, so a lot of blue players dead means red team's pretty easy time recapping the point. Oh, the spell from Jay from behind, though. That Dingo on fire is trying to chase down. He's able to collect the frag. I don't think Dingo knew where that came from, and maybe he'll get Caps. Yeah, Caps just burns out. They got the cap, but Jay salvaged.
Jay gets out free.
Trying to duel bot mode right now.
Bot mode is trying to hunt him down.
Is able to collect that frag, so
Is
blue
able
team
to,
lost a lot
yeah.
of players.
Time is at 140 for red team here. They're at an advantage about 130 seconds, so...
And Psy is going to fall to a spell. It's going to be down a person there. Able to clean up this mini, though. Able to work their way through this doorway. But actually, Spell's coming through.
Spell's coming through from
On to
Marley.
Kev. Blast him into the water. He's pretty much alone. Able to clean up that frag. And no medic for the side of the blue team. Or Demo as well. Bomb's coming from the shoulders. Trying to go ahead and salvage. Sophie taking some damage. Surfs his way up on top of the platform. But is going to clean up by the side. Our Spell onto Caps. And not going to be enough damage to collect that kill.
Our team is quite comfortable here. They do have Cliff attempting to cap the point here, so... Seems like there's not much contestation coming from red team.
And Cap's bombing forward.
Does spawn in. He's 37 health though. Does
Trying to buy time.
Hit by Mike as a there? Seems like Jay is looking to hunt him down. Jay is making his way towards him. They
Oh,
both
eventually a
end up
trade.
going down.
They got super speed as well, and they're zooming across the map right now. A lot dead from the side of blue team once again, and Spell air shot from bot mode to clean up Artist. As only Kev and Sire left alive, trying to link up inside the lobby area, but Kev getting caught up by Kobe will eventually dies. Sai tried to go through a hero shot, not gonna find too much luck there as teleporter up. Oh, didn't even. Oh no, there. Sai sees the teleporter now, but Cap defending it, making sure it's still up, and red team retakes the point. And they're under a minute now. They're looking like they're about to take this round if the red team or blue team doesn't get their stuff together. Soapy has God mode to lock things down as Hunts the Sniper versus High Five. High Five tries to jump away and James tries to collect the frag, but is not going to find too much luck there. Is still trying to collect another. Almost on to Jay. He's trying to serpentine pattern to live just a little bit longer. He's just in.
They're just all the way in spawn here. He still has God mode and he's just using the SMG to collect as much damage as possible. Attempts to get a top kill, but does not go through, unfortunately.
A lot of positioning for the side of the red team despite being down a couple players. Locking things down the doorway. Trips able to get through, trying to work towards the overtime, but the mini sentry can't get towards the point. There's no overtime. The red team will go ahead and take the second round, and I'm pretty sure that's the game.
That is the game technically.
Yep, because Coffin only
First to
played to
two.
3 or 4 depending on match or half, but Moonshine, a special event with 5-minute rounds, goes to 2, so overall, Team Caps defies maybe not all odds, but depending on how you viewed that draft, some of them, and is able to win the RGL Disrupt-n-Draft Cup, fundraising cup.
Yeah, and don't forget that this isn't your only opportunity to help donate towards LAN. You still have all the RGL merch and the future merch that you can pick up at the LAN venue itself, so...
True. Our Dolphin showed at the beginning, but there's also the out-of-game things that you can receive for you know, some helping out the people, make sure they're able to get to LAN all good and proper. There's the normal incentives like the stickers and stuff, and there's also the normal merch as well. That's always a help. I'm sure Dolphin can go ahead and look at the site and show everyone the designs and things like that. And there's probably some links in the chat as well.
Yeah, and there's ways to directly donate as well if you're just not interested in any sort of merch or anything. If you just like to, you know, lend a helping hand, then there's also direct ways you can just donate to teams, production, and the venues. So make sure to keep that in mind.
We do have the winning team in the moment now. We can go ahead and hit them all unmuted.
Back to back, baby. Let's go.
That's your second
me and Dingo.
draft cup win.
Yeah, Dingo as well.
All I'm saying is I'm absolutely different on Halloween maps. It's unreal.
Marmalade, did you believe in your team? It sounded like in the draft process you didn't really believe in your team.
I didn't, but then when we played Halloween maps, everyone just crumbled.
Well, what was the big thing that put you ahead when it came to the Halloween maps?
Body blocking Psy and just
I think
dropping
we were
down the
better
pit.
at grabbing candy.
We also had really good spell usage, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely had our spell economy up.
Yeah, coming on the last map, the spells.
Yeah.
What was your guys' highlight of all the silly spells or, I guess the donations that went around?
Yeah, I body blocked Psy down a death pit. That's my highlight.
My highlight was
I sat
diffing
there
Logan.
for 2 minutes.
The tank on Bagel.
Demo diffing Logan. Let's go.
Yeah.
Was in that
Little
Harvest
guy
game,
got
or-
killed like 5 times in a row in Bingo.
Was it your team or was it some other team that had the homing huntsman arrows?
Oh, I
was
had
that you,
it.
Marlo?
That was me.
Marble had it, and then I had it in the last game as well.
It's unreal.
Alright, well, any final thoughts about tournament? And got a decent amount of money raised,
We
over
need to have
$800.
more cups with fun maps. Fun maps are funny. The Diabetes Cup also had fun maps.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sunshine was a good balance between a familiar face, but also some like weird stuff. Any thoughts? Because I guess in particular about that map. Actually, were you guys a team that played that map? I don't
We
remember.
played
that.
every spooky map.
Oh,
If there
okay.
was a spooky map, it was us.
When it came to Sunshine in particular, did any like thoughts about? Because that was based on like a really old version of Sunshine. Anything you miss or in playing that again is really glad that it's not there. Like I know that sniper sight line from Shutter to Last like is still there.
I think the worst thing is how they moved the shutter slightly, and there's a little fence that blocks you from getting there, so you just like walk into a wall.
Oh right. The
Also,
classic
we
cold
need
S
we
into
need
a
a
wall.
map with like hazards where you just fall off and die.
You want the Return of the Pits?
Either water pits.
Pits
like
got a couple kills
fire
in that
thing.
match.
I know. It's amazing. I wanted to push someone off on Last. Didn't happen.
All right, well, let's see. I think that should be, for the most part, it. I think we got everything squared away. We'll go ahead and head over to a shout-out phase where we go ahead and close out the fundraising stream. I'll go ahead and start top to bottom. Any shout-outs or thoughts from you, Bot Mode?
Shout out to Bobo. Thank you.
Any shout-out, Caps? Good job drafting. You got a pretty strong team.
Easy money. Shout out to Charm
Alright.
Anything from you? Anything from you, Dingo?
Yeah, I want to shout out God and Jesus Christ.
That's fire.
That's
Amen.
solid, dude.
Family man.
Nice.
Anything from you, Kobe?
Shout out Charm Quirk and shout out Caps for picking this team.
Bet.
Yeah, next season.
Yeah.
The super team. Marmaloo?
Shout out to Zilly. Shout out to Banny for getting fourth again. Shout out Bobo too.
Soapy?
Yeah, shout out to RGLgg, my team. Shout out to Charm Quirk. And shout out to Flick, man. He got third in Prim today. I'm very proud of him.
Nice.
Shout out to Habib for dodging again.
True, the classic. What about
Absolute
you, Mocha? Any
fiend.
shoutouts?
I think, well, first shout out to Dolphin for letting me come here and cast. Shout out to everyone who attended from my stream, and I guess everyone on production and everyone that attended here.
What about you, Virgil? You organized some stuff, did some back end stuff, and you here. You have any shoutouts or any thanks to give out?
Shout out to Skis. And shout out to Mirror Man.
True. Shout out to Tyler on the multiverse grind.
Yeah, that guy is going big.
He's going hard.
Plays a mean bugs.
I'm playing a different character today.
All right, well, thank you all for watching. This was the RGL Disrupt-n-Draft Land Fundraiser Cup. We raised a lot of money, and if, money's coming in late and you still want to help out everyone, making sure they're able to get to land without a hole in their pocket, there is still ways to donate as normal. There's the normal merch stuff. There's just normal donations incentives just to go straight to the players or production to make sure they're able to get there and all good and ready. To shout out for everyone for showing up, the players, the production, the people that are still here hanging out and watching with us through the interview process. But that's going to be it for us. I think we're pretty much squared away until playoffs happens in Foxborough, Massachusetts on the 6th and 7th. I'm not really I don't think there's anything else really going on, but if anything happens last second, I'm sure you'll hear about it. Make sure to check out the RGL website and Discord and all that junk. But thank you all for watching. That is going to be it for us. I've been Jarrett, casting with Mocha, with Dolphin on production, Virgil behind the scenes. Thank you and good night.
See ya.
Bye!